Come into the room, family. Come into the room. I am the H-Town vet, and I would like to welcome you to this live stream, a place where we will discuss a variety of benefits available to veterans, active duty members, and their dependents. Give us a moment to check our sound. We're glad that you are here. Family, come into the room. We got a lot of interesting things to cover tonight. Thank you for being here early. We appreciate you. And as I've stated, I am the H-Town vet, and I'd like to welcome you to our live stream, a place where we will discuss a variety of benefits available to veterans, active duty members, and their dependents. Family, we're so glad that you are here. Come on in the room. We're going to keep this thing moving. We got Coast that says, hello, H-Town and the family. I see y'all starting to move in here. Family, we're going to talk about it. Say, listen what our brothers say. H-Town, good evening. I went back and watched the Veterans Day chat. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, indeed. Come on in the room, family. H-Town is here. Let us know. We're going to greet y'all, the family coming in, letting you know how important you are in the chat. Come on here, family. This is all authentic. This is who we are. We got a new person here, Nacho Man Ranchy. Salad, okay, welcome in. Come on in the room. You're welcome, family. Come on in the room. We want to get you in here. Everybody speaking to each other. And family, we're going to go ahead and get started and acknowledge those individuals as they come into the room. Now, we have a 5-day, you have to be subscribed for 5 days in order to chat. Now, as long as we don't have any serious trolling issues, we won't take it back to 4 or 5 months, because we will do that if necessary. So if anybody in here under their fake or Finster account, just behave yourself, because you will get blocked. If you're blocked under your original account, you can get blocked under this. But we want everybody to feel comfortable, because this is an interactive channel. No trolling allowed. If you've been blocked, like last live stream, I blocked someone. They know why they got blocked. I warned people. Some, if you've been here a while, I warned you on several occasions. So we're not going to do no talking about why you got blocked. Let me ask y'all this, family. Is H-Town clear about his policy on blocking people? Have I been clear or unclear? Please let me know. Put clear or unclear. If I've been unclear, I'll explain. I'll, try to get an understanding of what's not clear to you. Have I been clear about my policy when it comes to trolling, disrupting the channel? Have I been clear? Let me know. All right. Coasty say clear. And yes, he say Nacho Man. That's what he called him right there. I hope he all right. We good. Clear. Now let me say this here. The new people, they don't have no problem, and I haven't even went over the rules with them, many of them. That's why I try to say, hey, what's going on? What's happening? What are you talking about? With them, I'll give them a shot. But it's the people that have been a while. You say, why did Gade mention Bezos 2 times in that interview with Sib Dib? Very interesting, Nacho. I did not get to watch the whole video, but guess what? Please stay tuned, Nacho Man. Stay tuned, because you just gave us a piece of the puzzle that we need. Huh? Family, Tonight, you're going to be shocked. Some of you may have heard some of this information already. We're going to get into it. But I do want to give credit to SIBDIB and InfoTap, Veteran InfoTap. Thank them for doing the interview with him. And I appreciate the fact that he's willing to come stand on what he believed. I respect people when it comes to Lieutenant Colonel retired Gade. He spoke on what he believed. So, I may not agree. Betty Bob say, H-Town, good evening. Good evening to everybody. Show love to our sister Betty Bob as she recovered and had a loss in her family I think I want to say her husband's his parents passed away. I believe it was his father, but please correct me if I'm not clear. Now, family, let's get started here. Now, we want to do like retroactive. We did talk about Veterans Day when it happened, but we want to say respect and honor to all veterans on Veterans Day. What did you do that day? You can kind of let us know here. We respect you. I went and ate at Buffalo Wild Wings, that's all, and had to tow a vehicle all the way back about 2 hours from Beaumont, Texas, back to the Houston area. The car, it wasn't the oil leak. It was what we call that? Not an oil leak. It was a hose with a radiator. So my mechanic is working on that. Now listen what Betty Bob say. Family, good evening, H-Town. It was my husband's mother. Okay, thanks so much. Yes, indeed. My memory ain't what it used to be, so I do apologize. So we honor all branches of the military, all 6 branches. Whether you're in the Coast Guard, we honor you. That is a branch of the military. Navy is a branch of the military. Army, my branch. Air Force, Marines, and Space Force. Let us know in here, let us know your branch of service. That's all you got to put. You can put U.S. and your branch or just your branch. Let's recognize for Veterans Day that just passed. Let us know your branch of service. I'm putting mine in right now. Or you can let us know where you're at too. I'm Army and currently living in Texas. You can tell us the state or country that you're living in. License plate change to none. TR, I don't know what that is. Let us know what that is. Break that down to us. We have military Mike. Not military Mike, I'm sorry. MG Smith. United States Air Force. We have Betty Bob's in Navy. She's in Maryland. We have Coastie, who's in the Coast Guard, which is in Massachusetts. And I think, I forgot where MG Smith said he was at. I know I probably asked you after that. We have 5 watching and 5 likes. Thank y'all so much. Family, we about to get into this thing. Now, if this information is informative, if you find it to be informative as we go through the presentation, the broadcast, please smash that like button. We'll appreciate it. Now we're going to get on topic, family. Y'all ready to do that? Let's get on topic. And the topic for tonight is, what are junk disabilities? What in the world have y'all ever heard of a junk disability? Let us know if you ever heard somebody use the term junk disabilities as it relate to VA claims and filing VA claims and disabilities. The disabilities that we can get service connected for. Have you ever heard of junk disabilities? Let us know. Put a Y in the chat if you have, put it in if you haven't ever heard of junk disability. That is the topic. Now, the question is, why does Lieutenant Colonel retired Daniel Gade refer to some service-connected conditions as junk disabilities. And I believe that's his exact words. Say, no, you have never heard of junk disabilities. What we're going to talk about tonight. Let us know. Put a Y if you've ever heard of junk disabilities. Put a Y in the chat. If you've never heard of them before tonight, put an N in the chat if you never heard of junk disabilities. There's a reason we cover these things, family. And thank you so much, Nacho Man. Nacho Man, you say non-veteran. Okay, you're a non-veteran. Respect to you, non-veteran. I got you. But guess what? Nacho Man, you bringing in some good information. You do not have to be a veteran to be here. All you got to do is follow the rules and not disrupt the channel. We love all you family. Now, because you brought some heavy knowledge. Did you hear what Nacho Man said? You listen to me. Listen to me. He asked the question, why did Gade mention Bezos 2 times in that interview from CFDib? I didn't watch the whole interview, so I'm glad you brought that up. We're going to talk about it. No. Does that a low rating? Is that a low rating? Nah, we about to find out. Nacho Man said, I'm just following that the lieutenant colonel said he's not a veteran. Okay, now we're going to talk about it. Okay, I'm glad you're here. Let's get into it, family. Now, we've been talking about Lieutenant Colonel retired Daniel M. Gade, PhD, and his provocative or somewhat shocking to us as veterans, his information that his statements before the Senate, and him being a veteran himself, called himself a veteran. We're shocked at some of the things he said about VA disability. Many of us was assuming, I guess, well, he's not a disabled veteran, but he did injure his leg, but that don't mean he filed for his disability. Well, we're going to answer that question, I think, tonight, whether or not he is a disabled veteran. When they asked him, somebody in the chat, he told them to kick rocks when he was being interviewed by CFDib and Veteran Infotap. Now, let us continue. Sometimes a lot of these people, it seems like they're reading from a script. All right. They're saying some of the similar things. We want to point that out tonight. When they talk about our disabilities, whether it be newspapers, people going before Congress, Congress themselves, it seems like they're setting up a stage. Now, when I heard a lot of them talk in particular, they sound like pirates to me, like they were trying to rob us of our benefits. Whether it was Mr. Ryan Galassi from, I hope I didn't mispronounce his last name, from the Veteran of Foreign Wars, he's talking about pervertive incentives as it relates to Chapter 35 educational benefits and Champ VA healthcare, which you can only get if you have a permanent total rating. That is a designation that you have a permanent total rating. So he's talking about like getting rid of them at 100%. That means your rating will not be permanent total. So we paid attention to this. Listen to what our brother said. He says, Lieutenant Gade makes 6 figures income. How would he know about enlisted problems? Well, we're about to find out. I think he would argue that he does understand about enlisting problems. Now, many see him as a tool, that he's a useful tool that's being used to deal or undermine veterans and our benefits. He's been groomed, in my opinion, to do this. And I think they started years ago. They picked him out of obscurity, and it's a possibility he's been groomed. He was on tanks. I was also. I'm a tanker in the military during Desert Storm. He was in that ground. I'm assuming the ground activity happened in Iraq when they first invaded Baghdad or whatever. And, they had a few days war then too. All right. That's different time. That was like 2004, something around there. What we had was back in 1999 in the original Gulf War, first Gulf War. And I was a tanker like him. He was a tank commander. We was in that. And I would assume that he would thank veterans for their service when he got up there and talked to in the Senate hearing. But normal is gone now. It's no more normal. What we think would be normal, what people would thank us for our service, has started to pivot into other things and attitudes. Now, such things have been said, okay? And I consider them fake news. Talking about healing, right? That we can be cured of our disabilities. In particular, Lieutenant Colonel Gade said you can be cured of PTSD. He blamed sleep apnea and other conditions on being overweight. And he had kind of very rude words at the Senate, calling people that are obese certain things. And he would say that other things are based on age. Well, you're going to get old anyway, so it ain't your service-connected disability that's gotten worse. You just got older. Would he actually be in the tank as the officer? Yes. So if this is the way it works, so I want you to follow me. So there's 5 platoons in 5 tank platoons in a company. So I was in Alpha Company. So the captain had his tank with 3 other people in it. He's like running things for that platoon. All right, let me come on here real quick so that it makes sense. Give you a picture of what's going on here. So then there are 4 other platoons, right? 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th platoon. So what would happen is each platoon. So the 1st platoon. Now you following me? The commander, he had 4 people in his tank. That's not really a platoon. Then the other 4 platoons. So the 1st platoon would be Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, and Delta. So I was in Alpha. We had 1 lieutenant. We had this the sergeant, 1st class, who was over the platoon, and then the other 2 tanks had sergeants on them. You following me? So each of the 4 platoons, there were 4 tanks in each platoon, and as a result, each platoon had a lieutenant that was in charge, and they talked directly to the captain, who talked directly to the battalion. Remember, we have all these other companies. Well, I'll just tell you about our company. So then you had the other captains talking to the lieutenant colonel in his tank, okay? In headquarters company. So that's how it worked. So it was a lot of tanks out there, okay? Now, so he would be in there. Now, he wouldn't necessarily be up front. Many times we would have won front. I'm not saying he wasn't. Sometimes situations was happening because you don't want the captain to get taken out, because, or the lieutenant, he wouldn't be in front of us anyway. He'd be behind telling us what formations to get in to the lieutenants who would refer to us. Hope I was kind of clear. Now, so get a setting for that. That don't mean he wouldn't catch you straight. Now, I'm not saying that. Now, fake news, other fake news when he talked about age, but we're going to get into it tonight. And this faith healing, he was talking a whole bunch of spiritual faith healing stuff. Like, we're going to get healed and we ain't going to be disabled veterans no more. But H-Town decided to follow the money. Is that all right? Okay, I'll follow you. Yes. So, yes. So just like there's four platoons in a company, in each company, going from Alpha Company, Bravo, Charlie, and Delta. Each company had I forget. Each company had 16 tanks, and I forget. Yeah, each company had 16 tanks. 16 times 4. There you go. And remember, there's a captain for each company, so that's 16 times 4 plus a captain, 4 more captains over each company, and then you have the colonel, the lieutenant colonel, that is, who's over that. I think he was a captain at the time. I follow, yes. And it's interesting, he got injured in 2004, I believe it was, but he stayed in the military and was able to retire. He went in 92, got out, I guess, in 2020, 92, 2002, 2012, I guess. So he stayed in a couple of more years. Here is the 2 times Brazos were mentioned. Okay. Bezos. Okay. Now, here we go. Follow the money. Look, we're going to watch a video clip here. Uh-oh. Now let's see. I think I decided to go ahead and show y'all. Okay, is he a disabled veteran? Is he? Follow the money. Okay, so let's follow the money. He has a company called Interfuse, and it's in Huntsville, Alabama. All right. He got a big contract there. I forget how many millions, may have been 30 million. All right. Here he goes right here. Hold on. I'm confused. Follow me. It's a Interfuse will soon, this is about a year ago from what the chat log I saw, them having an open, chat. Interfuse will soon be certified as a service disabled veteran owned small business. This is when he became the CEO. Hold on. How can he have a problem with disabled veterans? And it looks like he's certifying his business as a disabled veteran under the SDVOSB, Service Disabled Veteran Owned Small Business. And we look forward to continuing our exceptional service to our customers around the globe. So he criticized us for our disabilities and say we don't need them, but they say this is a disabled veteran-owned business, so I would assume he's a disabled veteran. They say, when somebody buys one of my books on Amazon, I get 25 cents. Jeff Bezos need to pay for his next yacht, yes, or whatever. I guess. I make 25 cents a book, Jeff Bezos all. Wow. You go on the website now. I got the links to this stuff. Listen to what Mike say. Lieutenant Colonel Gade is a hypocrite. Hold on. If he's marketing his business as being owned by a disabled veteran, what does that tell me? That tells me that he got certain advantages for being a disabled veteran to get certain grants, a certain what they call those things, federal what they call them things, federal something, federal contracts. Wouldn't they show special privilege or give them a certain amount of things if you're a disabled veteran? I thought he don't want us making it on our disability. He want us to work hard. Because I'm sure he started, when he left the military, he started with $5 in his pocket. Isn't that what everybody say? Now, you say, there's a YouTube video for 4 years about bad policy to turn veterans into victims. Yes, Lieutenant Gade. We're going to have to look that up. Thank you for that. Yes, indeed. Now let us continue. Fam, I'm not trying to make you mad. Hold on. Who is this right here? Wait a minute, fam. Who is this guy? This is a football coach. And he loves, look, he got a whole bunch of black people around him. He loves everybody. He wouldn't do nothing to cut veteran benefits. Is this Senator Tommy Tuberville? In 2020, he was nominated to the U.S. Senate seat for Alabama. Wait a minute. I thought that the retired Lieutenant Colonel Gade business was in Alabama. Hold on. Is there a connection there? Was head coach at the Auburn University in Alabama from 1999 to 2008. Come on in here, fam. We're going to break this down. So, Lieutenant Colonel Gade business was in Alabama. Senator Tuberville was over the hearing talking to him. This is interesting. We got our brother in here. Joseph Price says, hey, H-Town, hey, veteran family. Everybody show love to our brother. Come on now. So he's talking to him. I wondered that, do they ever run into each other when they're in Alabama together? Oh, there you go. This is at the hearing that we went over when Lieutenant Colonel Gade retired, spoke, and he was asking him things. They both in the same state, and Lieutenant Gade, I believe, have government contracts. Can't be no connection, can it? Okay, now remember when they was talking, look what they saying. Come on into the house, sister. Everybody show love to our sister. She says, our sister, this is a Bionic Woman, referred to as Bionic Woman. They just changed the names. Ain't nothing we can do about it. They changed our name. Bionic Woman. She says, good evening, Mr. H-Town vet and veteran family. Welcome to all the new subscribers. And y'all have been subscribing. We thank you for doing so. That subscriber count is going up. We almost at 2,200 subscribers. Thank you so much. Show love to Bionic Woman family. Show love. So when they were in the hearing, I want you to pay attention to this. But right before Gade spoke, Dr. Gade spoke, this is what happened. Lieutenant Colonel retired, but I'll say Dr. Gade. Senator Tuberville says this, thank you. With the passing and fast-tracked information of the PACT Act, it has put a strain on the disability claim process. So now he's saying the PACT Act, fast-tracking benefits, is put a strain on the disability process. So he's created a problem, a straw argument. Nobody said it was a problem, but he said it's a problem. How can we simplify that? So he asking the question. So he's throwing out softballs, right? How can we make sure they both work? So you can get the PACT Act working, which is working, and the claim process working too. A lot of money has been put into this. Anybody? Well, he know who's going to answer, the same person that's in his state with a multi-million-dollar business. Dr. Gade. Look at what he said, I'll be your huckleberry. He's going to create a veteran PT test. Come on now. Now look what he say. He say, Senator, talking to Senator Tuberville. Senator, I'd like to just they kind of put it twice, so that's why I'm saying it. I'd like to just briefly point out that there are several things in the PACT Act that are not only problematic from a sort of overloading the system point of view. So what's the name said it was working smoothly, but also problematic from a moral point of view. So, moral. So what morals got to do with me getting paid? What if the person is an atheist? What if they're amoral? Long as they've earned their benefits, what does that matter? Now, I'm just asking questions now. He's entitled to his position. So there's an example. The PACT Act make hypertension presumptive condition for all Vietnam veterans who are exposed to Agent Orange. That is not mentioned in the PACT Act or any other discussion around. That's when your normal for age, sex, race, non-veterans of those age groups have the same exact hypertension rates as veterans do in those age groups. What he's not telling you is this here. There were veterans coming back from Vietnam that was 20, 21 years old with hypertension then. They didn't just catch it when they was older. So they don't want to bring up race any other time. So this is one of those diseases he's talking about, one of those junk disabilities. This is one of the junk disabilities he's talking about. How's it a junk disability when somebody is service connected for it? So now listen. Let me get back to where I'm at. So we're compensating for something that is given the oppression, but old fat, say forgive the impression, but old fat people get hypertension. Is that a respectful way to refer to veterans as old fat people in front of a Senate hearing? Saying that, it's your weight. Old fat people get it anyway. What about those veterans that have hypertension? I got a little weight on me. I don't suffer from hypertension. So that's kind of hypocritical. Now, listen to what he goes on to say. That's going to happen to, source of all of us at some point. But what the PACT Act did was they put that word in there, allowed people to shift their responsibility for their lifestyle conditions from themselves to the government and blame the government for the problems that are not the fault of the government, and therefore taxpayers are taking a bath on it. Ooh, my Lord. Now look what the coach did. Senator Tuberville says, thank you. So anybody that simply changed, anybody, what simple changes do we need to make sure disability claims go to the right people? So now they're gonna pick and choose, and it ain't the right people that I don't have a complexion for the protection, partner. A lot of Vietnam veterans that were combat veterans were put on the front line. They call us shock troops, black. So that's gonna cut out a lot of black people. Desert Storm, what's the name of that? The Jet magazine. While I was in Desert Storm, put an article said 51% of the people on the front line. I was in Desert Storm with the magazine, and it said 51% on the front line is black men. And I'm looking and saying, you got that right. But now they don't want to give it. What about all the women that serve? What about all the poor white people that serve? So it's going to be just elite people? Come on now. Now listen, we say, he called generals in that mass briefing fat generals. Wow. You paid attention. It feels like our nation has become ungrateful for our freedom and our sacrifice. Yeah. I think they're just trying to, you think they're going to cut his disability too? Remember, he getting all kind of hookups. You think he going to give his disability back, Lieutenant Colonel Gade? You think so? See, you got to pay attention. You see how Tuberville was slick. See, that's why I don't like, one thing, like most black men, go look at the CDC. Black men are the most committed fathers in their children's life, according to the CDC. We may not always be married to the mothers, but most committed father. My daughter, she raised by me, with me. You understand? So if I had a son, he wouldn't be going to no coach talking about, that's my daddy. That's what they want when these young men are talented. The coach is my daddy. You saw what happened up there. I forget that school. You remember what happened at college? Some bad stuff happened. Calling these coaches your daddy. Now listen. So, listen, family, let's talk about it. Let's get to this, family. So this was, and family, I had to start early because they doing it on their channels too. They might like making double of the live stream. So I didn't know which one y'all click on. So I had to delete them and start it earlier to make sure that y'all didn't get confused. Now, this is done a few days back, and it was by Sib Div, thanks to him, and Infotap, the one with the beard to the right. In the middle is Lieutenant Colonel Gade, retired, okay? Now, let's get into it. We're going to talk about this. Fair use, family. This is going to be for educational purposes only. Tonight, you really ain't going to have to listen to but one, the beginning, when he starts talking, and we're going to make it simple. Then we're going to go, then I'm going to break down what's going on about filing that money. You hear what I said? We're going to break that down, and we appreciate y'all. What do y'all think so far what you heard? Am I giving a fair and balanced approach? Tell me, what I need to do different. Fair use, like I say, for educational purposes only. Now let's get to it and go over to the brothers' channels, and he has it on his hat, Infotap, and Sib Dib is the other one. So go over to their channel and you can watch the full video. Now, here we go, fam. We have 10 likes and 14 watching. Thank y'all, family. Let's get to it. Let me put my headset on. This is toward the beginning, and we're going to watch a clip on that. And that's pretty much the part we're going to watch because I want to hear him say a certain thing. This is the one that spoke, Lieutenant Colonel Gade, in the middle.
Including my Marine Corps partners here. Happy birthday to the Marines yesterday. 250 years is a long time. And I think the Army beat you by about 4 months. So we barely scraped it in. The Army does a terrible job of. Yeah, happy birthday to Marines. I forgot. I've been so busy. Do apologize. We're going to do something special for the Marines. Of celebrating its birthday. So I guess we all have to celebrate the Marine Corps birthday instead. So anyway, happy birthday to you guys. So I'm really excited about this. When Clay, I made a LinkedIn post about the Senate testimony that was on the 30th of October, and Clay jumped in there. I'd never heard of him. I'd never heard of these channels, and he had some things to say that were a little tiny bit spicy. And I said, hey Clay, DM me and let's do a live stream and let's talk about it. Let's unpack it, because in the Senate hearing you get 5 minutes, and then you get 1 or 2 questions, and that's kind of it. So there was no real opportunity to kind of unpack some of this. And there were some, I'd say, misconceptions that came out of that testimony.
So he say he didn't have time to unpack. Family, give me a moment here. I'm gonna get some water. Tell me if he had time to unpack from what you saw. So it looked like he didn't just unpack, he unloaded. And he unloaded on us, in my opinion. Did he have time? Did he have time to clearly state how he feels? Do you think he gave his position clearly? Let us know what you think, family. Give me a moment to get some water. Okay, family, I'm back. So what y'all think? Let's get to it. Let's see what they're saying here. Give me the speakers if you can hear what they're saying. Now let's see. These veterans can learn the value of an honest day labor while providing a valuable service to the community and at a bare minimum of expense of Mr. and Mrs. GQ John Q taxpayer. No problem. Let us continue.
That I would love to talk about. And there's some things that there's a whole lot that I think that we agree on, the three of us. And then more broadly, I think the veteran community can agree on a number of principles. The principles that I think we ought to agree on is that veterans should be proud of their service, that the country should do what it can to help veterans thrive after service.
So he said two things. We should be proud of our service, and the veterans should be allowed to thrive after service. To him, thrive means something different maybe than what it means to us. To him, it means go get a job, get off of VA disability. But I thought I just showed you he had a disabled veteran owned business. He was even milking his disability while he's sitting there telling us we don't need to be on disability. He used his disability to get a multi-million-dollar business and contracts with the federal government, I'm assuming, allegedly. From what they're saying, for what it looked like.
And the reason for that is not just because of the veteran, him or herself, but and their families, of course, but also because of the national security imperative to have military service be something that is desirable for future generations. And how veterans are doing in society will drive whether our children, our grandchildren, our nieces and nephews are willing to put the uniform on. So I think that's really important. I'm also wanting to give a tiny bit of background about myself, just briefly. So I enlisted.
So listen, he about to give background about himself. If you want to know, he didn't go straight to being an officer. He started off as enlisted. Now listen to this. So listen.
Powers came down. We thought it was like,
oh man,
in the Army Reserve for like a year.
Oh man, I went too far. Oh, family, give me a second. Fair use, family, fair use. Let me see. A commercial came on. Give me a second. Give me a second. We want to let it play. But he went in as an enlisted first, an enlisted soldier first, and they picked him up out of that and say, hey, how'd you like to go to West Point as an E1 or so, I think. I told you he was handpicked. Didn't I tell you that? He was handpicked.
Yeah, that's perfect. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Happy Veterans Day to all my fellow veterans, including I think the veteran community can agree on a number of principles. The principles that I think we ought to agree on is that veterans should be proud of their service, that the country should do what it can to help veterans thrive after service. And the reason for that is not just because of the veteran, him or herself, but and their families, of course, but also because of the national security imperative to have military service be something that is desirable for future generations. And how veterans are doing in society will drive whether our children, our grandchildren, our nieces and nephews are willing to put the uniform on. So I think that's really important. I'm also wanting to give a tiny bit of background about myself, just briefly. So I enlisted in the Army as a private in 1992. I was in the
He enlisted in the Army the year that my last year in the military, 1992.
Army Reserve for like a year. And then I got selected. I applied and got into West Point. So I went off to West Point and graduated.
So he was in the Army Reserve and got selected to go to West Point.
Graduated from there in 97 and was commissioned as an armor officer and did regular armor officer stuff. One little notable thing that
armor officer, meaning they call us armor crewmen, meaning we were in tanks in particular. I think he was too.
That was kind of bizarre as I think back to it was I actually started Ranger School on September 10th, 2001. So when the towers came down, we thought it was like part of the scenario. We're like, oh my gosh, we're going to go in the woods and kill terrorists. And obviously it wasn't part of any scenario. But anyway, so I at the time I had orders to go to Korea. And so I went to Korea as a captain and got there in like December of 2001 and served there for 2.5 years. I was non-command sponsored, so I was unaccompanied technically, but my wife came over and lived on the economy, and our first child was born in Korea. And then,
so he had the kind of money where his wife could come and didn't necessarily, I'm assuming, didn't have to be paid for by the military unless he had some hookup on the side. Technically,
I had orders to grad school. The Army sends people to grad school who've been selected to teach at West Point. So I had orders to grad school.
So he gets selected again, chosen again.
But my boss and his boss came to me in the mess hall and they said, hey, Daniel, this is not a loyalty test, but we're sending your company, your tank company. I was the commander of the tank company. They said, we're sending your tank company to Iraq. And it's up to you whether you want to go with them or go on to grad school. And I quoted Isaiah chapter 6, verse.
Hold on. He had a choice whether he went to combat or not. Did y'all have a choice when you were in the military to choose any of the orders, whether you want to follow them or not? Who in there had a choice? Did you have a choice? He had a choice whether they say, hey, your unit going, but you can go to grad school or you can go into with your unit. Did you have a choice to serve your unit or not? Did you have a choice? Yes or no? He had a choice. Must be nice. They didn't give me no choice when it's time to go to Iraq.
Verse 1, I said, here am I, Lord, send me. And so they did. So August of 2004, I end up in Kuwait. And then around the 1st of September, late August, early September, I don't remember the exact date, we convoyed into a place called Ramadi, Iraq, west of Baghdad. If you're in Virginia and you see a black Ram truck with Ramadi license plate, 2 Purple Hearts on it, that's my truck. So give me a wave. Try not to, you can wave your middle finger too. I suppose that's okay. I'll probably just think it's my driving and not my license plate. But anyway, I was wounded in combat twice. The first time was 21 years ago yesterday when a awesome soldier named Dennis Miller was killed in action when an RPG hit our tank, and it hit him directly in the face and killed him instantly. And I got a little bit of shrapnel down through the loader's hatch and into the commander's hatch where I was sitting, or where I was standing actually. And but I was returned to duty. It was mild wounds.
So there's 2 holes in the tank. The back then in particular, the loader's hatch that loads the main gun, it was exposed. So you didn't have any protection when you stick your head out, so you're gonna get hit. So what probably happened, that some of the shrapnel went down in the tank and hit him, but he was down. He has a protected area with a steel thing that looks like a telescope. So his hatch is covered. And, you know, I got no problem with that. I just think they should protect the loader too. The tank commander. So he's kind of about, I'll say about 2.5 feet, about 3 feet, about 2.5 feet from. It's a tight spot in a tank turret, right next to the loader. He's up kind of elevated. Right beneath him is the gunner, the person actually doing the main shooting of the tank.
For me, although catastrophic for Dennis and a real tragedy for his family. I think they found out on Veterans Day that he'd been killed. So I continue to command my company and do the things I had to do. And then on January 10th, 2005, I was hit by an IED, a roadside bomb. And
this is when I pretty much figured he wasn't in a tank, because if you're in a tank and run over a mine, either it's going to blow the track up or it's going to hit you so bad everybody pretty much gone. So he was in some type of, must have been in some kind of convoy. And from what I gather, he was in a Humvee or some type of vehicle like that.
Woke up on my back in the ditch, and the Marines in the chat and my fellow, or my Marine buddies here on the chat will appreciate this. But when I was in the surgical station, I ran them out of A positive blood. They gave me all the blood they had, and it wasn't enough. So they went to the mess hall, and this was a Marine and Navy base camp called Al Taqaddum. And they went to this base camp, and they said, hey, if you have A positive blood, we could use your help. And 25 sailors and Marines who I didn't know got up from their dinner and came over and donated their fresh hot blood into bags to the IV pole into my body. And I think to me, that's been that story has been a real source of inspiration for me, because I think as a society, when we come together and do hard things, that's when we can all thrive. And nobody cared that I wasn't a Marine, nobody asked if I was straight or gay or black or white or a Marine or a soldier or whatever. They just knew I was an American and they wanted to save me. And I think that's where.
Yeah, but you got to understand, especially black. He said black and white. Black people got hearts. We ain't going to be denying people blood for the most part, but it's been different on the other side, especially during Vietnam. There's some people that, one guy, he was dying, and when the black soldiers say, "How I give blood," he said, "I'd rather die than take your blood." Now, everybody didn't act like that, but we're not going to pretend like there's no racial issues in the military. I can't take it from people that are in charge telling me I was in the military. Most of the people are cool. I had a great time, but there was racism in the military. I'm not going to pretend on that.
To me, that's really been a source of inspiration. But I was badly wounded. I ended up, my whole abdomen was blown open. I could see my guts actually, which was not cool. And, but I ended up a week later, when I was unconscious at Walter Reed by that point, I ended up having my right leg amputated at the hip because my wounds were too severe for the leg to be able to survive. So they ended up taking it off. And I was an inpatient in the hospital for like 6 months. And then I became an outpatient in the hospital. And that's kind of when, and to bring it back to the purpose of this meeting, that's kind of when I began to notice some things that I thought were kind of deeply dysfunctional. And that was that a lot of my fellow wounded warriors, guys typically at Walter Reed at that time, it was guys missing limbs, head injuries and burns went elsewhere. Head injuries went to the old Bethesda, and burns typically went to San Antonio. So it's like amputees and other orthopedic injuries like mine. And something that I saw was a lot of organizations coming, and instead of talking about employment and thriving and all of this, they were talking about how can we get your disability rating as high as possible. And
hold on, somebody burn up, they're missing limbs, and they're not talking about getting jobs. Who's want to talk about a job? You still in the military, you in a, hold on. Did I hear that right? Hold on. 11. Listen to this.
At that time, it's got missing limbs, head injuries and burns went elsewhere. Head injuries went to the old Bethesda.
So you barely in a place where you can say your life has almost been lost. You're damaged. You're burned. These are scars that will last and psychologically for the rest of your life, and physically in many cases.
Burns typically went to San Antonio. So it's like amputees and other orthopedic injuries like mine. And something that I saw was a lot of organizations coming, and instead of talking about employment and thriving and all of this, they were
employment and thriving. Let me ask you a question. If you just lost your extremities, you just got burned in a lower portion of your body, if you got some type of like a damage to your head, almost like a crater in your head, do you need somebody to come talk to you about employment? Now look at what Coasty said. Veteran saved his life. Now he's stabbing them in the back. So why, when he needed that blood, those sailors and those Marines did say, you know what? You need to go get a job instead of taking our blood. But when they're losing their body parts and he's there in the hospital, he said, hold on, why are they coming to these people about disability? Because of our economic status, because many of us that go in the military are not from upper class families with money. So they understand people that's coming to try to help us, that we gonna need help when we get out. Many of them are just poor farm boys or from the hood like myself. Or even if you're from a middle class family, it's rough. Now listen, Lieutenant Colonel Gade, well, he's tougher than a Pinkerknot. We all can't be like him. We all can't be like him. He's tough. He said, we need to, I got to play that again. I want you to hear this guy.
And something that I saw was a lot of organizations coming, and instead of talking about employment and thriving and all of this, they were.
So if you're laying in a hospital and you're in a situation where you're immobile or barely can move, you've lost body parts, you're burned, you have internal injuries, do you want to talk about thriving? Yeah, my health thriving. He's talking about employment. Do you think it's appropriate? Who in here think that it's appropriate to be talking about jobs when a veteran, a young man or woman, has lost parts of their body in a hospital? You think that's the appropriate time for that? Put a Y in the chat if you think think that's the time to be talking about jobs. If not, put an N in the chat. Please let us know. Come on, fam. I want y'all to interact. Yes or no? Put a yes or no in there. Is that appropriate time in a hospital recovering to talk about jobs? They're still in the military, but guess what? He's saying, you know what? You're injured. You're not going to be in the military no more. Listening to me? So you need to get a job. I don't need to get a job because I'm going to be able to stay in the military and retire in 7 years, even though I'm missing one of my legs. So he was able to retire. You hear me? He was able to get ranked, be in the military another several years with a missing limb, and you know they'd put all of us out. If you're trying to recover, let me ask y'all this here. Let's go with it from veteran point of view. Mike says no. Coasty says no. Bionic Woman says no. I got a question for you, Bionic Woman. When you were getting your knee replacement, did you want somebody to come into the hospital talking about a job while you were rehabbing on your knee and having to get the other one done too? Coasty, when you was trying to deal with your injuries at their worst point, did you want somebody coming to the VA talking to you about a job? Tell me how you feel about it. What about you, MG Smith, or the rest of the family? Talk to me. Now, wait until Clay, Nacho Man says, wait until Clay asks him a question and he acts like he's lost connection. Oh, I remember. She say, heck no. And that's a good Christian lady. She say, heck no. Come on now. Say, much love, H-Town. This is from Dogface Soldier. Much love, H-Town. And my fellow vets. Working as usual, checking in. Gade is a clown and using his military record to downgrade all of us veterans that served as well. We are not all the same. Fire this him. Woo! I ain't trying. Listen. Whew. I got to catch my breath on this here. And we're just going to watch a certain little clip of it, but we got to go through it. MG Smith says, if they come talk to me about that after my back surgery, I would have went off on them. Come on now. Coaches say, of course not. And they speaking to Hey Dog-Faced Soldier from Coasty. And then our sister, Bionic Woman says, good to hear from you, Dog-Faced Soldier. They kind of changed the name, but that's Bionic Woman. If you would describe what he's requesting as far as they need to not come to veterans telling them how they can get assistance and help for their injuries and financial compensation and their disability. They should be talking about jobs and finding how to better their lives through work. What if you had one word to describe his opinion on having people going to a VA hospital with veterans who have been torn apart? They trying to live. Some of them don't know if they're going to make it, but he's talking about people need to go in there talking about a job. How you describe it? How would you describe somebody talking like that? Officers get paid a lot. How many officers are getting disability at 100%? We don't know. They won't say nothing. When they asked him, you know what he said on this live stream? Kick rocks. Good question, Knox Joe. And it's saying, MG Smith saying hi. Family, let me see. Better spend TDIU on self-helping books and better your interview skills. Oh, that's a good one now. So we're supposed to spend our money looking for a job. Now, that's a good one there, Nacho, man. Now, Coasty say ridiculous. If you could describe what he's thought should happen, what words would you use? Say ridiculous from Coasty. Let's continue.
Talking about how can we get your disability rating as high as possible? And I just thought,
well, if I'm missing a leg, if I'm missing, I'm blind, I want to at least get something to help me. That's to help compensate for my loss. The first thing you're going to tell me, here, we're going to get you ready. We're going to show you how to tie a tie. I'm missing half of my shoulder, man. You talking about tie a tie. I hear you, brother.
Man, I don't know if that's a good goal. I don't know if I can organize my life around the disability identity. And so I chose not to. I decided,
He said he would not organize his life around the disability identity. Now, you listen to what he just said. Family, did y'all hear that? Please tell me if you heard that. He said he will not organize his life around the disability identity. Now, listen, H-Town ain't trying to be his buddy. I'm not looking for
And I was an inpatient in the hospital for like 6 months. Nobody asked if I was straight or gay or black or. And I was an inpatient in the hospital. For like 6 months. And then I became an outpatient in the hospital. And that's kind of when, and to bring it back to the purpose of this meeting, that's kind of when I began to notice some things that I thought were kind of deeply dysfunctional. And that was that a lot of my fellow wounded warriors, guys typically at Walter Reed at that time, as guys missing limbs, head injuries and burns went elsewhere. Head injuries went to the old Bethesda, and burns typically went to San Antonio. So it's like amputees and other orthopedic injuries.
He's saying head injuries. I need to fill out an application with a head injury.
like mine. And something that I saw was a lot of organizations coming, and instead of talking about employment and thriving and all of this, they were talking about how can we get your disability rating as high as possible. And I just thought, man, I don't know if that's a good goal. I don't know if I can organize my life around the disability identity. And
he say he cannot organize his life around the disability identity. Please tell me if you heard him say that. Please tell me I'm not putting words in his mouth. He said, I just couldn't organize my life around the disability identity, meaning he don't want his life to be organized around being a disabled veteran. Huh? Did y'all hear that? Huh? He said, let me know if you heard him say that. Put a yes in the chat or a thumbs up. If you heard that, please, then I'm going to get y'all comments. Did y'all hear him say that? That he could not organize his life around a disability identity? Please let me know if you heard that. I want people to respond, please. Okay, please respond, because I'm about to show you something. J. Oliver say, yes, he heard it. Dollface Soldier say, yes, thumbs up, he heard it. Then MG Smith say he heard it. Then we have Sam said he heard it. Then we have he say, good evening, shipmates, H-Town. I know H-Town busting tonight. I come in, pop, pop, pop. Now, loud and clear of his words. Yes, indeed. Charleston say he heard it. Betty Bob say she heard it. Coasty say they heard it. Now, he say he can surround his life around the disability identity. Remember what that other senator said? We shouldn't be professional veterans. Huh? So he said he could. So even Bionic Woman say she heard it. Family, I'm asking you for a reason. Now I'm going to show you why I'm asking you that. I want you to look. Look at your screen from his company that I just showed a little earlier. Look on your screen, family. Look at the top. Please look at the top. This was like a quote on his at his business, Interfusion, when he became the CEO and the owner of the company. Please listen to me. It says Interfuse will soon be certified as a service disabled veteran owned small business. They got a name for it. SDVOSB. So he said he wouldn't center his disability, his life around his disability. But isn't that what he's doing right here at his on his own website? That, excuse me? Excuse me? Is that what you see right there? See, H-Town is not just bringing receipts. I'm bringing invoices. I'm not just going to tell you what you paid. I'm going to tell you what you owe. Huh? Just like come on, family. Now, who else telling you this here? Come on now. Come on. They saying hi, say narcissistic. Sound like it. Hi, Mr. Zimmerman. They speaking to Sam. Listen what MG Smith said. And for those, some of the names may be modified. He said he is a hypocrite and a liar. So why did he register his business as a disabled veteran-owned business? Service disabled veteran-owned business. If he don't center himself around his disability. Huh? Hypocrisy only go so far. LOL. Yes, H-Town is a yes, H-Town is a private dick drug up the dirt. Y'all don't know what a dick is. That's a private investigator. Family, for y'all don't know, like Dick Tracy. Boy, my daughter said they're gonna be after me. Let me tell you, they're after me already. So what's new? They trying to take our benefits from us. What the hell we gonna do? Nacho say hypocrisy is an officer's word. That makes sense. Okay. I agree with M.G. Smith, Bionic Woman, tax credits and set asides. So he used his status as a disabled veteran to get this business. See, I knew he was going to tell it somewhere because they got to tell it because they want them federal contracts. Remember, he got this contract in, he got this business in where? Huntsville, Alabama. Who's the senator in Huntsville, Alabama? The same one he was cheesing up to, Senator Tuberville. Huh? Come on now, family. Is this making sense? This is business right here. Look at here. And I'm going to get to, oh, here goes Senator Tuberville. Used to be the coach over at Auburn. That's the one helped him with some of that stuff, huh? Republican nominee to the Senate. The coach at Auburn from 1999 to 2008. So that's a government, that's government help. Bam, there you go right there. Family, are we connecting the dots? Let me read these before I go on. I want to get back to what he said, but let me read what he said here. Come on now. I got to read. I skipped Brother Dogface Soldier's comment earlier. He says, so what does he have to say for folks like me that are working while being disabled? He's working while being disabled, Brother Dogface Soldier. That's why I waited to get your comment. He's working. He has a whole business, multi-million-dollar with contracts from the government. He got the hook up. You can't win with these people, folks. I know you want to say something bad on it. What he needs is to resign, become a taxpayer, or paying him to spew crap. Now I got to catch up down here. Fam, are we getting to it? Fam, I got to make sure I don't miss anything. Y'all going into it. That makes sense. I agree with M.G. Smith. Tax credits and set-asides because his business is run as a disabled vet. Come on now. Now listen. Let me pull that back up. Come on now. His business is run as a disabled veteran. Fam. And they saying hi to Vin Olive, everybody show love. She said, our family. Yes, indeed. We are here, family. Family, we gonna tell you what nobody else will. I'm not trying to impress nobody. God has blessed me, you understand, to have people like you around. You understand? I want real folks around me. No, I ain't getting no big government contracts. And even if I did, I tell y'all, I'd be straight up because I don't want you to see me as being compromised in any way. That he has a right to get a grant as a disabled veteran, but he shouldn't be trying to tell us to get off disability when he's the one that was able. He was telling them to get a job where he kept his job when he was at Walter Reed. He wanted them to get jobs, but he kept his job in the military. He didn't need to get a job. He kept his position and was able to several more years be in the military and got rank until he retired. When we get injured, they tell us to get out the military. You know it's the truth. Now listen, Betty Bob says, H-Town, you get more contracts and people trusting service-disabled, service-owned small businesses. Yes, that's because more people when they do that. But look, listen how he's trying to get in the door and he's pushing us out the way. Because if we try to go to work, what they gonna do? Come on now, family. If we try to go to work, what they gonna do? Let me know if I'm talking too loud. If we try to go to work, what are they gonna do, fam? They gonna tell us, oh, you can work. You don't need no disability. So he got the advantage of working and getting this disability. But he want us to get off of our disability and go back to work. He say he don't live as a victim and he don't center his disability, but on his website he does. This is how arrogant people are. They'll sit and wag their finger at you, but then they got 3 pointing back at them. Come on, yeah. 3 fingers and a thumb. Come on now. Everybody saying hi to JJ. We glad that you're here. I know y'all cutting up. I got to catch up on this chat. Listen what Dogface Soldier say. Gade ideology. I hate disabled veteran claiming really on being disabled, but I am proud of being disabled now, but my stuff. Because when they asked him, they said, when the people in the chat asked him, was he a disabled veteran? He told them, yeah, you want to know, kick rocks. That's what he said. He said it. I saw him, I played it. Like, I ain't telling you nothing. We ain't got to tell it. We found out. Bet he got a small business loan, reduced rates, being a veteran disabled. Yes, indeed. All type of stuff that they helped him with his small business. This is a hypocrite and a cover-up. I'm glad you here. Nacho man is a non-veteran. So he gonna be talking about sometime a little stuff that's about, little world. We gonna integrate you in. You good. But he's speaking on it. He brought this up. Need to work more hours. That's what we need. We don't need more treatment. We need more work hours. Let me tell you again, veterans, according to this gentleman, Dr. Gade, you don't need more treatment. You don't need more compensation. You need more work hours. Come on, let's talk about it, fam. Now, listen to what MG Smith said. Betty, I hope you're feeling better, and condolences. She lost her mother-in-law, and she's been through surgery, so y'all pray for her. Sorry to hear about your mother-in-law. Yes, indeed. Condolences, my sister. They're going to take away tax-free. I hope not. I know I'm trying to catch up here. And they saying, and J. Oliver speaking to everybody. And the sensitive one, talking about me, the sensitive preacher, you know what's up. Now he said, I got to read it now. J. Oliver say, hi, Coasty, Betty, Charleston, Vin, Bionic Woman, Dogface Soldier, Nacho, Sam, MG Smith, Joseph, and the sensitive one. Me and me, the sensitive preacher. Because y'all know I had a little teared up last time, so y'all know I'm emotional. Now he say, hi, Betty. They say, this is unwanted anxiety about a job that may never exist. If you haven't fully recovered, why should you be talking about a job that you may not be able to get because of your disability? Should you be overwhelming a veteran? Service disabled criminals. I hear you. Now, will the work at the new job accept veterans or view as fraud? They say, oh, you disabled, you getting disability property. Because every job you go to, you got to give them a copy of your DD-214. So they're going to learn something about you. They knew I was a combat veteran based on that. I didn't want all my business out like that because that made it hard for me to get jobs when I got out. When they found out that I was in Iraq, family, I had to stop showing them my DD-214. Hope I don't get no trouble because they wouldn't give me no jobs because they thought I was gonna come mess the place up, go off, meltdown or something. I just wanted a job like anybody else. I didn't know nothing about disability or nothing. 100% disabled. Condolences, Betty. And say, MG Smith, thank you so much from Betty. Dogface Soldier say, thank you so much. Fam, I want to get to his statement here. That's why I say we need to know when somebody come, we need to know what they're talking about. Yeah, so, but like somebody said on the last one, this is just a setup. They trying to get us in actually in Congress and the Senate. They using him as a decoy so they can do the dirt, make outrageous statements like they did when they took Malcolm X out. Somebody will get your hands out of my pocket. So everybody looking at that, then next thing you know, somebody taking him out. You got to watch for the distraction.
I chose not to. I decided, you know what, I'm not done serving. I had a boss come to me in the hospital and he said, hey, Dan, are you done? And something that I saw was a lot of organizations coming, and instead of talking about
So he talking about organization. I want you to hear this here because he's talking about like the DAV, Veteran Foreign Wars, disabled veterans. Now listen to what he say. Dollface Soul say, my question is why in the world is the VA allowing this nonsense to continue? Does it have to be our job to try to get him out of his position? Now, I don't know if he's a congressman. He ain't that. He's a person that owns a business that he's their advisor. Does he have a position? Because no one from the VA is doing anything. We're going to get Pastor Dougie, the Secretary of the VA, Doug Collins. He going to get him out the way. He going to check him. Because he's a pastor. Now, Rose City D says, good evening, H-Town vet and salute. Swap out our direct deposit for plows. Yeah, they so they want to swap out your disability for plows. Who's ready to go do job training? Family, who in here is ready to go do job training? We can have a multi-million-dollar business like him, Dr. Gade here. Now I say, get a job at a prison. That's where he wants to hear. That's where he wants to hear us like cattle to the slaughterhouse. Man, come on now. Wow. But he quotes the Bible real good, though. He know how to turn the scripture inside and make you feel good about having to get up out that hospital bed and go find a job. Now, as the Bible says, the fool and pride goes before a fall. Lieutenant Colonel didn't know H-Town would be on him, enlisted. You can't fool, sir. Lieutenant Colonel Gade. No, he can't mess with us. Everybody say, show love to Rose City D. And man, all y'all coming. It's just wonderful to have y'all here. Huh? See, H-Town, it was low funding when I went to school. You know what I'm saying? You know, we had books that was 13 and 14 years old. So I'm kind of slow. They say I can't read. I low funding, right? Let them try to get something past me. Gade was probably the type of officer that demand a salute in a combat zone. Family, that's the most idiotic thing for a officer to ask for is a salute in a combat zone. Because a lot of times what the soldiers would do, if you made them mad, they would start saluting officers and officers start running away. You know why? Because the snipers, whoever they saw getting saluted, that's the person the snipers would focus on. Huh? That's what I heard now. Now, H-Town, the devil knew the Bible. Come on now. That's right. Didn't he tell Jesus? He say, fall down and worship me, he told Jesus. This is what the devil told him. He say the angels will lift you up. And that was part of the scripture. But not if he do it in vanity.
Employment and thriving and all of this. They were talking about how can we get your disability rating as high as possible? And I just thought, man, I don't know if that's a good goal. I don't know if I can organize my life around the disability identity. And so I chose.
He say he could not organize his life around the disability identity, but his business is based on, right at the top when he became the CEO, the identity as being a disabled veteran-owned business. What type of hypocrisy? Why don't the senators know this? Why don't the people that get him to go before Congress know this? Why wouldn't Senator Tuberville know this? Coach Tuberville. Huh? Why wouldn't he know this? The man got a multi-million-dollar business in Huntsville, Alabama, what Senator Tuberville is the senator there. Huh? I'm just saying now. Nobody knows my disability ID. Come on now. Listen to this guy.
I decided, you know what? I'm not done serving. I had a boss come to me in the hospital and he said, "Hey, Dan, are you done serving?" And I said,
have you ever had it? Now he's losing a leg. He said, I'm not done serving. Did we have an option to choose that if we got major injuries? Did you ever know a soldier, whether you were injured in basic training, whether you were injured while on deployment or doing a training exercise? Did they give you the option of saying, you know what, I'm not done serving yet? Did they give you that option? Did they give you that? When I went to combat, they didn't give me the option to say, do you want to go to combat or do you want to go over here? They didn't give me that option. They gave him that option. Where would he say roll tide to Tuberfield after he no longer is a coach? Oh, this is crazy. H no. Now listen what he said. I'm starting to choke up, fam. I'm gonna play it. Let me cough, okay? Go Buckies.
You know what? I'm not done serving. I had a boss come to me in the hospital and he said, "Hey Dan, are you done serving?" And I said, "Sure, I think so." And then he's like, "But why?" And so when we had that conversation, I just decided that I was going to continue to serve.
That's two lies for the price of one. First, he said he wasn't done serving, but then his commander came to him and asked, "Are you done serving?" He said, "Yes, I'm done serving." He just said he wasn't done before the guy got, before the commander came to him. Then he said, but look, he said he begged him to stay in. They usually want you to get out when you get injured. 2 Purple Hearts.
But I had to do things differently because I, at that point, only had, and still to this day, only have one leg. So,
did the military accommodate your disabilities while you were in, family? You had to do things differently. Were you allowed to stay in with your disabilities? Many times they try to get us out on a general discharge. He was able to stay in and retire for 20 years. So not only is he getting VA disability off the federal government, not only is he getting retirement pay off the federal government, our tax money, not only is, in addition, he getting money as what? Off the federal contracts he got in Huntsville, Alabama. Huh? So I'm just living with the disability. He getting 3 government programs. Huh? Plus whatever money he get if he become a senator, because he's want to run for office, I think. Come on now. So he'll be dipping the government 4 times, but he don't want us to get nothing from the government. Now, Gade sounds like stolen valor. Huh? It don't make sense, do it? I got my opinions because I was in tanks. Don't make sense. Don't make sense. Now, stuff is possible. But if that shrapnel was going inside that tank, it was bouncing around. It didn't just hit him. And why did he have that man stick his head outside the tank? Do you understand how dangerous that is? A sergeant told me to stick my head when they were shooting AK-47s. I said, I'll stick my head out, Sergeant, if you stick yours out at the same time. So why did that soldier, most likely a loader, was sticking his head? See, I noticed because this is what I did. The man head got blown off because his head was down. His head was up because he was told to look out there, most likely. Well, it was up because if the tank commander had a problem with it, he told him, get your head down, close your eyes. That's how it get blown off. Get your face messed up. While his didn't get messed up, he was all down in. Y'all think you think I don't know? I was in the tank doing combat. When you in the middle of combat, no. If it's somebody out there shooting small fire, you do not have your head outside that tank. He tried to get me to look out to see where the AK ammo was coming from. I said, no. I said, I stick my head out if you stick yours out because I need you to show me how to do it. He told me, forget it, H-Town. Yeah, forget you, man. Trying to get me taken out. That's what my tank commander tried to do to me. He got relieved after the battles. What good was that to us? He got relieved after all combat operations. I literally was tucking over the tank and was leading the tank myself. The other sergeant recommended that I be promoted to sergeant from specialist. Now, am I making any of that up? And why would you relieve a guy after? So that means they wanted all us to not make it. If he was doing something hard, we're supposed to relieve him from his position if he's making bad decisions right then. Now, here we go. Gade is one of those officers would set himself in a first class and did not get up and visit his troops in the back. There were a lot of officers like that when I came back from Afghanistan. I hear you, Betty Bob. Y'all talking real talk. Tuberville served more than the Crimson Tide faithful as a senator now. Yes, indeed. Dogface Soldier say Gade maybe served, but now he's acting like Rambo, LOL. I mean, man, he just and look, we didn't draw first blood on. We didn't do nothing. Rambo acting like Jason Bourne. Oh, Ram Blow. He said Ram Blow. Okay. Now, I knew buddies of mine that served with me that got hit and got sent to reception to get medical discharge right away. Not him. He got the option of staying in. So he knows something that we don't know. He get to stay in. Now think about this here. Then lost one leg up to his hip. He able to stay in. How he gonna pass a PT test? Physical training. How can he lead troops? Carl Brasher had to fight to stay in the Navy as a driver. He was before Lieutenant Colonel. Yeah, so I think that's the one that they made that movie Men of Honor. So he did lose his leg. He was able to retire. Now I believe that's the black. He was a deep sea diver, and he was on the ship and cut his leg. So it has happened. So you are right. It has happened. So thank you for bringing that up. I forgot about that. I was a little tunnel vision. Thank you. So it has happened before.
So I ended up going to the Army sent me to get a master's degree at the University of Georgia. Go Dogs! And so I went to the UGA.
So they sent him to get a master's degree?
To get a master's in public administration. And then in the summer of 2007, there was a famous, I think we're going to come back to the Washington Post, but there was a famous expose by the Washington Post that's sort of colloquially known as the Walter Reed scandal. And a whole bunch of Army, leadership at Walter Reed and elsewhere lost their jobs because of some mismanaged care for wounded, ill, and injured soldiers mostly. And so the White House called me one day, and it's a crazy story, but the White House called me and said, hey, can you come and be our veterans policy guy? And I said, absolutely. So from summer of 2007 to summer of 2008.
They called him to be the veteran policy guy. Does he look like he is worried about veteran policy in favor of veterans? 16 likes and 19 watching. Thank y'all, family. Coasty. If this information is informative, please smash the like button.
While I was still a major on active duty, I was on the White House Domestic Policy Council. And so I went from having this sort of user level experience of Wounded Warriors to being like at the very highest level. Like I could look out my window in the executive office building and see the West Wing. It was crazy and totally disorienting. But I saw some things there in my time that I thought were kind of dysfunctional. And I I've quoted this many times before, but there was a Dole Shalala commission that had all these efforts to try to make wounded warrior care more streamlined, to include a quality of life component instead of just an earnings loss component and some other of that stuff. And
see, he keep wanting to cut off the earnings, and he just wants the quality of life. How can you have a quality of life without no money? And he worked in the White House. Gade had the president number on speed dial for whatever we know, for all we know. No, he did. They got all kind of pictures with him and President George W. Bush from under someone's desk. If you left out all the VA benefits, he is negative about. His story is relatable in wartime. It is without the vitriol toward us. And I still kind of see suspect, though. I don't like his thoughts, but I respect his service. I don't know. Do y'all respect his service? I don't know. It's tainted for me, but I respect your opinion, brother. Back in my corner.
But the DAV was, the Wounded Warrior Project was for it, and DAV was opposed to it. And the reason they were opposed to it was because there was going to be some changes to certain kind of conditions, like we're seeing now, like sleep apnea and just junk like that or stuff like that, was going to come off.
Did you hear him? Did you hear him? Did you hear him? That's all I wanted you to hear. He called them junk disabilities. Liz, this is what I want you to hear. But he caught himself. He said the quiet part out loud. Did he not? He called our disabilities junk. I will replay that. 1342. Listen to what he say about sleep apnea.
DAV was, the Wounded Warrior Project was for it, and DAV was opposed to it. And the reason they were opposed to it was because there was going to be some changes to certain kind of conditions, like we're seeing now, like sleep apnea and just junk like that or stuff like that.
Family, what y'all think about that? Junk like that. Do you want somebody that consider your VA disability that's supported by law? Do you want somebody like that being someone that's over giving advice to Congress, the Senate, and the House on these issues? He consider your disabilities as junk. Sorry, don't see Gade as men of honor. Maybe because I met Senior Chief Brasher. I am jaded. You met him? Hold on, Charleston. I'm a fanboy, man. I ain't gonna lie. You met him? Where were you at when you met him, bro? I'm off topic. Let's get back. But you met him, brother? Man, that's amazing. Y'all Navy guys, y'all got the hookup, man. Why couldn't I have come on the ship? Y'all don't never want to let the Army people on the ship. You met him? They made a movie about this man, real life hero. Now listen, I respect the service, but not the rhetoric is dishonorable and disrespectful. Can you respect this service? Get a job at the junkyard. Wow. Junk disabilities. What y'all think about that, fam? And I got more to tell you to make let me get about a few more seconds of it.
Was going to come off, and they were going to really double down on quality of life related compensation to include it being potentially kind of sizable. And DAV was opposed, and the director of DAV, the big boss of DAV, came and said, if one veteran loses $1, DAV will be opposed. And I was like, wow, that's so strange.
Why would they want why would he want a veteran to lose $1 of disability?
So fast forwarding, I know we need to get to questions and all that. So
I don't want to hear no more from this idiot. He said that's so strange. It ain't strange that he got government contracts. It ain't strange that he has his business as a disabled veteran, and getting, man, let me get this idiot off the screen. I don't mean to call him name, but they can run me out now. I feel he was hand selected. Okay. I think he's a puppet for people that are higher up. Because he can't even keep his lies straight. Kind of crash dummy. Now listen, what Dogface Soldier say. We have to get the facts straight. He's probably served, but the moment he down service members, disabilities, and insult or issues, we can't respect this man at all. Let Clay ask that first question. Okay. Puppet from the main stage. Now listen, if somebody is a traitor, do we supposed to respect them? In service, traitors do, no matter how much they did honorably. Can you ever trust the traitor? Remember, y'all ain't gonna like what I'm about to say, but the greatest soldier that ever served in this country, the reason we became a country during the American Revolution, anybody know his name? And it wasn't George Washington. Who was in the battle that turned the tide in the American Revolution? Come on, talk to me. Anybody know his name? You know it. You're going to be surprised who he is, though. You know it quite well. Uh-oh. Regular Benedict Arnold. Benedict Arnold is one of the greatest soldiers that served this country. Now, y'all don't like what I said. But it's the truth. I want you to hear me. Now. Benedict Arnold was in the Battle of Saratoga. His men was turning around. He yelled at them, got the flag, started running with the flag, started sticking them and fighting. He got injured in the leg. His soldiers turned around and started fighting. But Benedict Arnold is known to this day as a traitor. You know why? When he got injured, he wanted to still be over troops. But because of his injury, he could not. George Washington told him he couldn't. Because of the injury, he put him over, guess what? West Point. Well, he became jaded because he wasn't over soldiers no more, and he wanted the money to be an active soldier. So he got with the British and said that he would help them kidnap George Washington. That's why Benedict Arnold is not known for all of his heroic acts and what he did for this country, because he betrayed the country. Well, the guy that was with him, one of the officers, they didn't trust him fully, so he was riding around wherever West Point is. I think that's Virginia somewhere, Maryland. The British boat was off the side, right? Well, this English officer was riding, and he had a paper signed by Benedict Arnold, but they noticed he was dressed up like a regular soldier. When they heard him talk, they said, you're not American. And they ended up killing him. And they took that paper and let George Washington know, don't go, because they had the message trying to kidnap him. That guy had it on him. Come on now. So Benedict Arnold had to get on the ship and go back to England with them, but none of the soldiers would serve under him because they didn't trust him because he betrayed his own people. Come on, let's talk about it. Now, is this man doing Benedict Arnold stuff as a disabled veteran? Is he doing that against us? How do you feel? What's your opinion of this man here? Now, Nacho Man says Tim Murray ain't no Benedict. Now, I don't know Tim Murray. He say Tim Murray. I don't know Tim Murray, y'all. Y'all had to let me know. Jason and Clay are listed, but the look on their face are priceless. Crazy. Now listen, he say, chill, H-Town. Watch your blood pressure. I met Senior Chief July 1979, Pier 22, Norfolk. He was diving to inspect my ship, AS-36 LY Spear. I said, cool job, Chief, on a hot day. Oh, you got to talk to him, right? You got to talk to the man. I could have went in the Navy. I'm not hating. Tim Murray is eggs Benedict compared to Benedict. I'm gonna have to find out who this Tim guy is. Now, like I said, this guy is seen as somewhat of a puppet. Let's continue, family. That's why we started early, family, because I had information, and then it was what are their tactics and strategies that they are using that Gade is using, and I believe that the government is using too. Government members that support him. Well, one is fake news with the media. They control the media. So the Washington Post put out hit piece on us. I see that they put out 3 things. I see that's clickbait. Is that tied to the federal government? Let me ask you, is the Washington Post article tied to the federal government? Can it be tied just like we tied Dr. Gade to the federal government? Let's see. Oh, boy. Wow. Who owns the Washington Post? Jeff Bezos. He don't have no connection to the Washington to the federal government, does he? Like Dr. Gade does, do it. He let them put out hit piece. Jeff Bezos owns the Post. Hold on. But what he got to do? Why would he be putting out stuff? Why would he allow his newspapers to put out information and lies on disabled veterans? He's a billionaire. Why would he worry about something like that? Oh, boy. Hold on. He like Elon Musk have $1 billion federal contracts. Oh, so he has contracts with the federal government, just like our man, Dr. Gade, Lieutenant Gade. Yeah, 6 million. He wants 6 million vets to work at Amazon, and they treat that like slave labor over there. Is he going to accommodate our condition? Ain't that interesting? So his hands are in the federal government's pockets too. They're trying to get this. They're trying to get their scales up, causing hate sales. Clickbaiting. That's our hate sales and clickbaiting. You right. So the Washington Post put them hit piece out on us, and the person that owns the Washington Post say he want to hire veterans, but at the same time he getting government contracts. So he getting government money, but they don't want us to get government money. Dr. Gade is getting government money, but he don't want us to get government money. Jeff Bezos is getting government money, but his newspaper is criticizing us for getting our disability because he wants to come work for him, disabled. Now listen, family, come on now. GH Town, I thought billionaires were helping us veterans. Wow. Yeah, you would think so. They supposed to give a job. Amazon is a nightmare. 2 days I left. Wow. What was your issue working at Amazon? They say they want more disabled veterans like you. What was your issue there? Yeah, I've heard the horror stories. Oh. Remember they was putting out information. They keep going before the Senate to lower the age of veterans. That's on. I mean, once you get 67, they want to stop you from getting unemployability. Come on now. Listen what Dogface say. He says, I'm gonna have to pull this up over here where I can see it. He wants all of us vets working in Central California, picking strawberries and oranges in the summertime for rehabilitation. Please don't tell me that man said that. He say in MOP 4, he want us to be in our full chemical uniform. Oh, Lord. Now, tell me he didn't say no mess like that. Tell me you joking that he really want us picking stuff. He want us to be his personal slaves. They barely pay the people that farm out there right now. They should pay them better if they going to have them out there. Now, they want you to stop getting disability at a certain age. Well, that's a half truth is a big lie. Yeah, they were saying that they've been considering it, but they're not going to do it. All right, every once in a while it comes up. Well, if you have unemployability, that at 67 you should stop getting it. You know, so you got to watch. Half truths is a full lie. Now, what he was saying that people coming in there and trying to help veterans with their disability, but Dr. Gade wasn't telling the full story. He was changing it. He was talking like he was talking to them. Can you imagine what he says behind closed doors to them senators about us? This sounds like the sick call police for veterans. Remember I told y'all about when the military, they don't want you to go to sick call. They call you sick call Sally or the medical ranger or what they call it. Something ranger, y'all call it. Now listen, veterans sending to replace the guard, time to go from fit to sit, fit to fight. Wow. Come on now. They trying to get the sick couple to get us up out of there, get us back to work. See, but this is what I want to tell y'all, family. We should be getting close to it here. Betty says Amazon are liars. Here is 200 packages and you bet not be late. They will call instantly. That was on the first day. I was a driver. You have 1.25 minutes to drop off packages. Wow. Sick Bay Commando. That's what they call it. Sick Bay Commando. Sick Bay Commando. See, they have horrible names that they called it. Shame us, and they're trying to shame us. Now, let me see. I can't see the full thing. Give me I'm gonna have to put it up full screen here. He say he's what you call a blue falcon. What's a blue falcon? Blue falcon ain't that the truth. Now, y'all tell me what a blue falcon is. I don't know. What's a blue falcon? Define it for me, because y'all know I don't, some things I just don't know. Let us know, fam. See, we got to get the truth out, though. Come on, y'all let me know. The truth is, family, we got to make sure that we speaking on VA law, not the gobbledygook he's talking about. None of the garbage he's talking about, Gade, is law. That stuff Jeff Bezos talking about ain't law. The fraud cases that they found was what? Was veterans who the VA had already prosecuted. So they wasn't breaking news. The senators already knew about the veterans who have been prosecuted because VA has to report to the Senate all the time, right? So they act like they broke news that the Senate already knew about the fraud cases. So family, we got to speak, but it has to be backed up by the law. That's what we do here. Do H-Town speak based on the law? Let me know, the VA law. Now, you say Blue Falcon snitch in the hood, H-Town. Okay, Blue Falcon like a snitch in the hood. Thank you for breaking it down. Y'all, did you ever watch Sanford and Son when they had the black and the white cop? And when the white cop would say stuff with all the proper language and the police jargon, the black cop had to interpret it to Fred Sanford. Oh, Lord. That's how I feel. Okay. Thank you for interpreting that for me. Now, Nacho Man says laws are meant to be changed, and that's what they're trying to do right now. But here's the thing. What about our basic needs? But do you think any of these people, Jeff Bezos, who's letting these hit pieces go against us, if we get our disability taken away, Dr. Gade, who's getting his disability and benefiting with federal contracts, just like Jeff Bezos, and Dr. Gade is wow, he getting retirement, most likely VA disability, of course. He don't want to admit he 100%, I bet. And he got a business. Now, what if he run for Congress? He'll be getting 4 checks. Am I lying? All from the federal government. If he run for Congress, he'll get right now he's getting VA compensation for his disability because they say he's a disabled veteran. Do you think he's 0%? He getting VA compensation, small business loan, all that. He getting it for his business in the government contracts he got, number 2. Number 3, his retirement from the military. Number 4, if he become a senator. So he's milking the government all the way around, but don't want us to get nothing. You live off basic needs and basic training. Yeah, they want us to, will we be able to take care of our food needs, our shelter, our home if we don't get our disability? Because even with it, it ain't easy, family. Let me ask you this here. Is your VA compensation, if you had to live off of that at 100%, would that be enough for you to survive with that alone and take care of your family? Let me know. All your basic needs. Now listen what our brothers say. Bezos will sell meal preps for veterans with dietary restrictions. Okay. Well, they gonna all capitalize on our suffering. Come on now, fam. Let me get the music back on. Fam, let me say something here, fam. I really appreciate y'all. We got in there early. Say no. Is your VA disability enough to take? If you were paid at 100%, about $4,000 a month, and extra money, even with Champ-V and all the benefits, would that be enough? Factor 8 vets. Okay, that's what y'all say. Maybe we'll be the next Secretary of Veteran Affairs. Where is Doug Collins hiding at? Where is he? Have you seen him? He said he got the vets back. Where he is while we getting attacked? Where is Doug Collins while we getting attacked? No, H-Town, not enough. Now listen, MG Smith says, that's what I said. He's auditioning for Dougie's job. Oh man, hold on. Hold on, fam, hold on. If that man in the middle, listen to me, if he became the Secretary of the VA, what would happen if, family, hold on. Let me pull up the right picture. I got to give you the right image of it. If this is the better picture after he said all this horrible stuff about us, if this man became the Secretary of the VA, he believed treat illness don't compensate, and he said that is what? Junk disabilities. Can you believe he's telling people behind the scenes that our disabilities are junk? What would happen if he was the Secretary of the VA? Do you think we would make it? You think he'd cut all our programs? What if he's jockeying to be the Secretary of the VA? MG Smith is right. That's what he's saying. He's auditioning for Dougie's job. This is a cover-up, a big conspiracy, and everyone is in on it but the veterans. That's right, brother Nacho Man. Jay Oliver say, no, the cost of living will outgrow our compensation by the end of this administration. Real talk. Nacho Man say, he said it, that's his next chess move, checkmate. What happens to us if this man becomes the Secretary of the VA? What happens to us if Daniel M. Gade, PhD, becomes the Secretary of the VA? Say, we'd be screwed. He'd close all VA hospitals, my Lord. He'd have us, when we go to VA hospital, he'd have us filling out applications for jobs. What you think about that? He'd have employment seminars there. He'd show you how to fill out applications. Well, what? I don't have hands. Use the pen with your mouth. Because remember, he made fun of people that were amputees, and he's an amputee himself. How many veterans a day would go from 22 days to blank days? Come on now. Now, Jay Oliver says he will get rid of all the DBQs and trash the system. Because remember, he see it as junk disabilities, most of the disabilities, but not his. Now, Nacho Man says, VA hospital turned into Trump hotel and casino, have us dealing. He say have us dealing blackjack, huh? They turned it to a Trump hotel. Oh, I got a laugh to keep from crying, family. VA hospital turned that. Yeah, bet that stuff, man. Come on, that's a good one now, family. You know, we gotta lighten up the mood a little bit. He say have us dealing blackjack right out of the VA hospital. In my opinion, that's why we need content creators like yourself, H-Town, to expose this man and post it for everyone to see who he really is and what danger he's doing for us veterans. He must be exposed. Let me ask you, did H-Town do it? If you learned something new about Dr. Gade tonight that you didn't know, put a 1 in the chat. If you learned something new about Dr. Gade and his intentions and his hypocrisy, if you learned anything about his hypocrisy tonight, put a 1 in the chat. His contradictions. He's saying we shouldn't get it, but he's getting it. Was that surprising to you? Did you learn anything new about that? I'd never make it. I can't deal with 200 hands an hour. Whoa. I just get more angry. You learned something new tonight. Who learned something new about Dr. Gade that opened your eyes? Come on, let us know. He's smiling at you right now because he's happy for you. Did you? So Charleston learned something new about Dr. Gade's hypocrisy, or Dr. Gade. Betty learned something new. M.G. Smith learned something new. Dogface Soldier learned something new. Family, I'll break it down like this here, but I gotta have y'all support, you know? Because they be taking some of my chats off. That I have something over here, but I couldn't see it on my own thing. So when I'm chatting y'all, they try to censor what I have putting out. Fam, let's get to it here. Because y'all have been so incredible. Now, let me tell you what he called, and I want you to see. Look, I want to make sure you got this. I want you to know what he's calling junk disabilities. See right there? No junk disabilities. He called a disability junk. In particular, I feel that he say he stole the Capitol. Oh, no, we don't do that. Oh yeah, the group do that already. They got in all kind of trouble. Whatever you're doing, you don't advertise it. Now listen. Let's talk about what he's referring to. If he became the secretary of the VA, now this no junk disability. So when you submitting claims, he gonna treat them like junk mail. Huh? Come on now. Y'all see, we find these answers out together. Y'all help me make the connections. Can we talk, family? What's the first junk disability? Let's talk about it. We going back up here to basic needs. Right in the shredder, denied. Come on now, that claim. So that means all these disabilities that we got here. Here's the categories right here. From 1 to 14. Heart problems, cardiovascular system, number 1. Dental or oral, number 2. Digestive system, number 3. Number 4, that's dealing with the what they call those glands. The endocrine system dealing with your glands, throat glands and stuff like that. Number 4, female reproductive system. Number 5, it's really the urinary tract, male and female urinary tract system. Number 6, mental health. That's urinary tract. Number 7, hold on. Let me make sure I did it right. Number 5, female reproductive system. These are the categories of disabled veteran disabilities. Number 6, the urinary tract system. Number 7, mental health disorders. Number 8, musculoskeletal system. Number 9, the nervous system. Chemicals that we're exposed to affect those. Number 10, nutrition deficiencies. Number 11, respiratory system, to include breathing problems like COPD and sleep apnea. Number 11, the 5 senses, dealing with tinnitus and hearing problems and vision problems and all that type of stuff. Number 11, skin conditions like scarring, any chemicals that you react to. Number 14, that was number 13. Number 14, immune disorders and infectious disease. Which one do you think he go after the most on this here? What category? Put the number of the ones you think he would target the most. From you can put 1 to 14. Which ones you think he's going to target the most? Smiley is like the snake that ate the canary. A D with ears. Oh boy. Now, which one do you think he'd go after the most? Respiratory, because yes, that's dealing with sleep apnea. He called that a definitely junk disease. Which one? Give your opinion. Which ones you think he'd be the heaviest after? Let me move this out the thing. Now, first one would be military S trauma caused that can be cured with a job. Hi, that's right. How could that be cured with a job? So hypocritical. Number 11, that's what Jay Oliver says. Number 11 would be respiratory. That's also dealing with the, like we said, the sleep apnea and other breathing problems. Charleston said number 7. Number 7 would be mental disorders. That's how I feel. Now, Nacho Man said, I have attended a meeting and I catch up on the replay. Great information. Thank you. We'll talk. Take care of your business. We've so enjoyed you so much, your interaction. Betty says 5, 8, and 11. So Betty says 5, female reproductive system. He don't talk about female veterans. So, women have a specific thing they have to deal with because their system is different from ours. He think he target that. Number 8, she said, musculoskeletal system. So he wouldn't, if he can't see it, the stuff he can't see, he attack. No, then respiratory, all the things he can't see. If he can't see your condition, it ain't a condition. Then Betty also added number 7, mental health disorders. PTSD is curable, he said. That's right. Mike says number 7, PTSD. Now, family, y'all getting there now, fam. Huh? See, by us being informed, we can fight back. And we said, see, look, sweep around your own front door before you try to sweep around mine. So I went to his front door and found out what was there. Now, remember, H-Time been telling y'all this the longest. We went over this in one of our broadcasts. Now look, it's interesting how many of the ones he mentioned that are up here. Since y'all been listening, give me a number of the ones that Dr. Gade mentioned. Did he mention mental health conditions like PTSD and depression? Did he mention number 2, musculoskeletal problems like back pain and joint problems? Did he mention number 3, respiratory conditions like asthma and sleep apnea? Which one of them did he call junk disabilities? Did he mention auditory issues like hearing loss and tinnitus? And this will be over the while we listen. Which ones did he mention? These are the ones that's most likely to be reduced. Huh? Ain't that something? He picked the ones that they didn't do this by accident. The ones that had the most vulnerability, conditions that are most likely to be reduced. Look at it, 1 through 4. Which one? Now we on something else now. It's going to either be 1 through 4 here. 1 through 4. So we're dealing with the most likely to be reduced. So this one, I'm sorry, I don't mean to confuse. It's what's on the screen now. So he says 1, 3, and 4. You got it right. He of the conditions that's most likely to be reduced, this is what we covered, that show substantial improvement and continuous improvement. He mentioned 3 of them. He mentioned number 1, mental PTSD, which is a mental health condition. Number 3, sleep apnea, which is a respiratory condition, and tinnitus, which is an auditory condition. So they have been studying this, finding the conditions that's easier to take away, the ones that get reduced the most. He's been studying that, and not he ain't the only one been studying. H-Time went over this. That's why I say go back and watch our videos. So let's talk about mental health. The first junk disability that he called it. Now, listen, say, I love y'all talking on this here. Now, listen what our brothers say. What I don't understand is that everything that he is trying to take out of our doctors have approved it to be a condition caused by service, right? And let's see. And out of all of this, all of a sudden, he comes and change other doctors' opinion, and he's not a medical doctor. So what he's doing is trying to soften it up where they can change the law, so the doctors would have to follow the new law. They can't change the doctors. They just gonna change what's a disability that's service connected and what is a junk disability. There's going to be 2 categories: service connected disabilities and junk disabilities. And one of the first ones he wants to make junk disability is mental health conditions. And are y'all listening to me? That means it won't be service connected. How can it be junk when if somebody has these type of problems, delusions, hallucination, don't even know their own name? Because he can't see the disability, he's saying it ain't no problem. And even if it is, that you can be cured. There's a cure, he's saying. And he talk a lot about spiritual. I guess they can lay hands on. Let me ask you this here. So if there's a pill that can cure you, let's Brother Charles say PTSD has been on the books since the 1980s. Lieutenant Colonel used reference books from 1950s. Yeah. Gade and that's Ryan G. both said policy. Yeah, they trying to attack the policy so they can change the law so that whatever the doctors do, it won't matter. We can't let them change the law, not just for us, but for the young people coming after. There's no cure to PTSD or other mental health conditions. He's saying a cure. If it's a cure, that means, do that mean we get to throw away our medicine? If we're cured, we get to throw the medicine away. What about a person that's bipolar? And if they cured, they don't need the medicine no more, right? He can't say they cured but still need the medicine, because medicine is treatment. We throw that medicine away and something happens. We get out there and start acting bad. What happens then? Who's liable? Number two, the next one he called junk disability. If he became the secretary of the VA, he's going to target sleep apnea. How can it be a junk disability? Please tell me. Now listen, I haven't heard of any physician or doctor that said PTSD is curable. I know you meant, I said physician, any physician or doctor. Have you ever heard anybody in here ever heard of a doctor that says that PTSD is curable? Put a 1 in the chat. If you've never heard a doctor say PTSD is curable, put a 2 in the chat for no. No, just put yes or no. I'm sorry. Just put yes or no. Have you ever heard a doctor say that any mental health condition, PTSD is curable? Put a Y for yes if you've heard it, or N for no. Now listen, sleep apnea ratings. Now look how serious this is. Have you ever heard of that? MG Smith says no. Betty Bob says no. Now listen, this is the criteria that he's calling a junk disability. The criteria to get 100% for sleep apnea. Now listen, severe cases with complications like heart issues and other serious health problems. So how in the world is this a junk disability? Your heart is what keeps you alive. Come on now. He says sleep apnea is a junk disability. Then he tried to clean it up. Betty Bob, MG Smith say no, he ain't never heard of it being curable, PTSD. Betty says no. Vin Olive says no. Dogface Soldier say no. Now listen, Dr. Gade will bring back electric shock treatment for PTSD. Yes, curable in 1950s. Yeah, how did that work out? Oh man, there's this guy quoting books from the 1950s. If he was doing that, that's crazy. What is the other one? Let's talk about it. Oh, remember what he said? The reason you got sleep apnea is not your service connection, it's your weight. And he actually called people fat, just like all type of stuff, just disrespectful. Now understand something. The reason he's going so hard in on sleep apnea is because of the other conditions that it caused. You listening to me? And if your sleep apnea caused you these other conditions, you get higher ratings and special monthly compensation. Sleep apnea complications include depression, stroke, pulmonary hypertension, chronic fatigue, congestive heart failure, and cardiac arrhythmia. Almost every last one of these are service-connected disabilities. What do they call it when one service-connected disability causes another service-connected disability? What is it called? Let us know, fam. So not only is he trying to get rid of the, what is it called? Let's see. So he's trying to get rid of the sleep apnea so that he can get rid of these other conditions they're called secondary service connection. Fam, H-Town been talking about all this here. You would think I'm a prophet because what did I do? Bam. So this is what, remember, he mentioned everything in red he mentioned. Remember, I showed you this chart months ago, did I not? secondary service-connected condition. I've been showing y'all this for at least 6 months or more. And he's on it because they using, it's not by accident he's picking sleep apnea, because guess what? Tinnitus, he attacking that because that can lead to secondary conditions like headaches or migraines. I think he said something about migraines, I think. But I'm not for sure. But he mentioned mental health. So that tinnitus could cause headache. The headaches could cause depression. The depression could cause weight gain. Remember he said, and that's an intermediate. It ain't a service connection. Weight gain is an intermediate between depression and sleep apnea. You might gain weight because of depression or the medication they put you on. But he want to shame you and call you fat, disrespectful. Now the real question, so he want to get rid of secondary conditions, fam. I'm about to read your question. He's trying to get rid of secondary, so he'll knock your whole rating out the way. If he get rid of the sleep apnea, he'll get rid of everything else that falls under sleep apnea. Come on now. Now let's see. If you get rid of tinnitus, because he said that shouldn't be rated. And isn't that interesting? The two things he mentioned on both ends of this, it could be reversed too. And let me read what y'all saying here. The real question is, this is from Brother Dogface Soldier. The real question is, why is he spending so much energy categorizing everything junk conditions? What's being played in the background that we don't know about? They want to have a hearing about making the VA system better. We need to knock that off. That's what they do. They want to have a what they call it, like a committee to study if the VA system is working properly for veterans. And what they call properly is listening to what Dr. Gade saying, cutting out stuff. We have to fight it and vote these people out of office and shame them, call them the crooks that they are. It's a shame that Senator Tuberville had this man up there, 20 likes and 12 watching. Thank you, fam. Y'all have done an incredible job tonight, and we thank you, because I couldn't do this without you. The support is what keeps me going. MG Smith said, I wonder what he's going to say about unspecified medical conditions. Well, he's saying if you can't specify them, what about undiagnosed illnesses under Gulf War? He might go after that. I think he only gonna cherry pick the ones he like, and it ain't gonna apply to him or any of the people he want. If you get in good with him now, he might let you keep yours if you his buddy. Number 3 is the tinnitus. He want to take it up right all together. He said it shouldn't be diagnosed as a condition. But tinnitus, a condition where a person perceives ringing, buzzing, hissing, or other noises in their ear, even when there's no external sound source. Rated by the VA 10%, regardless of whether one or both ears are affected. So he wants to get rid of tinnitus altogether. He don't think it should be diagnosed at all. And I just showed you with secondary conditions, tinnitus can get you other ratings. So that's why he want to knock that out the way. He considered that a junk disability. That's the third one. Now remember, tinnitus is the #1 rated condition. More veterans are rated, disabled veterans are rated for tinnitus more than any other disability. Then come in mental health, PTSD. That's the second highest rated condition, meaning more veterans have these conditions than any other. And if you add in other mental health with PTSD, that's going to be a lot. Then the third most rated service-connected disability is scars. The 4th most rated is knee injuries. Come on now, fam. Everybody show love to our sister, Forum Girl Rebel. I hope you staying warm. So look, so most veterans, the largest percent of veterans have a rating for tinnitus. If you have any of these ratings, put the number in there. One, if you have one of the most frequent, so the most frequent disability is tinnitus. The second most frequent service-connected disability is PTSD. The third is scars. The fourth most service-connected disability is knee injuries. Put the one in that you have. Do you have tinnitus? Or you can put tinnitus. You can put 1, 2, 3, or 4. Which one are you service-connected for? Or filing for service connection for? Filing for service connection for. Say, it seems that he only wants paraplegics to have 100%. Yes. Farm Girl Rebel, you gonna go back and watch this, girl? Lady, and let me tell you something. Come to find out, he has a disabled veteran business, a small business with the disabled vet as a disabled veteran. And he told us we shouldn't live, he don't live his life under being disabled, but his business is under disabled. Come on now, sister, what you think? Says Charleston, Farm Girl Rebel Evening. So which ones are you service connected for, fam? Because he wants to go after the top two. That's why he picking them. See, H-Town went over all this here. So the stuff that I've been saying, now they focusing on. Family, I'm telling you, H-Town is ahead of the game on this. Betty say 4. She got the knee injury. Okay. Mike say 1, tinnitus. Charleston say number 1, tinnitus. So Betty Bob's filing for number 2, PTSD. And thank you for listening, Farm Girl Rebel. When you get a chance, we thank you. You're so loyal, and I want you to be safe driving. Don't worry about this big old voice of mine, yelling Southern voice. Now Jay Oliver say 1 and 2. So those are 2 we want to target. Yours, brother, Jay Oliver, and mine, number 2. So he has tinnitus and PTSD. Betty Bob says, hello, Farm Girl, driving but listening, she said. Do you see how when I show you these different things, how the numbers show how they're focusing, what they're attacking are the ones that's most frequently reduced, which is PTSD, the ones that's veteran most frequently to have, PTSD and tinnitus. Come on now, these are the ones he going after. Fam, are we doing this or what? Now, you go to an annual exam, they want to have it if he became Secretary of VA. If you, I think he want to say you got a clean bill of health. If you have tinnitus, you got a clean bill of health. No money for you, no 10%. Huh? Because he don't want to think it's a number 4, hypertension. This is another one he considers to be a junk disability, which is a serious thing. That's your blood pressure going up. Family, is this a joke? Look at that. It gets more serious the higher it gets. And this is what the VA rates your disability based on this symptomatic blood pressure. All right. Now let's see. Now we show the numbers there. It's to get a rating from 10 to 60% based on blood pressure readings. So this no junk disability. It's based on your blood pressure reading. And the worse your blood pressure, the more dangerous. The highest you can get is a 60% rating for 130 or higher blood pressure. Come on, let me go back there. See that, 130. So that's in the yellow there. That's getting serious, fam. And it ain't like they getting you 100% for it. Let me see. Yeah, let me get that right. Let me get back to what we're doing. Hypertension, dealing with that blood pressure. 130, that's when it gets serious. You can get a 60%. 10% for hypertension, service connected. Okay. That means he's toward the green or so. Fam, this ain't to be played with. That's what I'm saying. We just went over this. Now the he did kind of mention. Let me know if you remember. I remember vaguely him mention erectile dysfunction. ED happens in men and women. Why they said why should you be worrying about that? Well, guess what? Sexual health is a part of life and function, right? People may want to have children. I just may want to be with their spouse or significant other. Why he policing the bedroom? Huh? Guess they don't want to get that. And they give you a 0% rating, but you can get SMC where you're going to get $136.06 a month and loss of use of creative organ. I think they want to get rid of that too because they don't want us to have no more children. Some of us ain't have children no more. They don't want us to have no more children, so they don't have to pay more benefits. Huh? They don't want to pay more benefits. Look, when it comes to annual physical exam, sexual health is a part of it. So who are they to tell us what we shouldn't be taking care of? And it's in our contract, family, when we join the military, that they will take care of us if we become injured in our service, that they're required to take care of us. How are they going to break that contract, fam? How can they change the law to break the contract that they have with us? I think y'all right. Somebody just said, I think they're trying to change the contract where they don't cover you when you go in now. I think that's what they're doing. That might be the play. They might try to change the contract so when new people come in, they don't cover your disabilities. Now, listen to what he says. And that hypocrite said, Dr. Gade said, yes, what about the new people? We got to make it easy for them coming in and make sure they're taken care of, get a job. Well, they coming in there for a job. Now, listen, Dollface Soldier say, he is playing with people's life at this point. He's playing in dangerous waters. He has no accountability. This is a serious matter. Well, he said financially. So now listen, seeing these modern newborn, again, Christians really have a sex hang up, don't they? They be getting caught with all kind of weird stuff, don't they? Huh? They don't just be on their knees praying, do they? But want to be the the police of people's genitals, And remember, if they try to get the people, which he recommend, that VA ratings from 0% to 60% should be done away with, and we should go back to work. That'll be like 45% of all disabled veterans. And that would break the contract we have with our government because they said that they would take care of us. And some of us being in that workplace ain't going to be the best place. You have a meltdown, what they going to do? And he just totally leaves out female veterans. He don't act like y'all exist at all. He brought up the R word, and he said it in a dismissive fashion. But I salute you and I respect y'all service. Y'all just as important as all of us. The female sailors, and we want to say happy birthday to the Marines. I forgot to do that. We're gonna have to do something to honor them. But to all of the sailors, Marines, airmen, and Coast Guard sailors, and soldiers, thank you, because you are important to us. Just like the veterans from poor backgrounds, all of y'all are important to us. And from wealthy backgrounds, we love you all. Remember, look at H-Town VA claim checklist, and he want to focus on the one talking about exaggerating symptoms or falsifying documents. Go watch the list. And nobody ever brought up that in initial claims, 75% of initial claims are denied anyway. So how's that working on our behalf? And the main thing is for us to be on code. No, I can't have people trolling. If you ain't gonna listen, or let's say you're not trolling, you just can't listen. If you're gonna be disruptive, everybody clear. Let me ask y'all a question. I asked this question earlier. Is it clear to what would get you banned on this channel? Should anybody be surprised of what the rules is, what my rules is on getting banned? Am I clear? If I'm clear about my rules on getting banned, somebody got banned the other night, right? The other night. Am I clear on what gets you banned? Clear or not? Put clear or not clear in the chat. Let us know. We need to be on code, family. Or am I clear? Nobody gets banned without. Let me know. I need to know if I'm clear. Speak up now, forever hold your peace. Jay Oliver say I'm clear. MG Smith say I'm clear. Let me know. I need to know, family. Am I clear on what the do's and don'ts are? Say I'm clear. Okay. So nobody should be surprised about getting blocked. Because I'm not going to just block you because we had a disagreement or something happened. You said, I'm going to be patient with you, but now I'm a little shorter. But until we don't have time for that garbage. I asked the person the other night, I said, hey, what you mean by that? And I said, hey, don't do that no more. And they kept doing it, kept putting in there some stuff. I'm this here, the DJ and all this here. Okay. And after I told them a couple of times, and then y'all start putting the little sheep in there, the little sheep in the wolf. So that when I saw somebody else saw it, I went on, got them out the paint. But I gave them several chances because some people may not know. See, we have to be on code because we have to sacrifice for each other. See that ant that's on the leaf? How many of you would think, would Dr. Gade be that ant? Would Lieutenant Colonel Gade be that ant to be the bridge to get us across? Or do you think he'd go up on the leaf by himself and leave us? Oh, I'm stirring the pot up, ain't I? Now listen, the domino keep falling, but we stop here because we're going to tell the truth. We're going to speak truth to power here. Because we can go somewhere and hide, and then they'll be chipping away at our benefits. We need to expose this here. You understand what I'm saying? If this man feels comfortable speaking freely, we need to feel comfortable. While other channels are folding and not pushing back the way they should, we got to get our voice out. That's why I want to hear from you. Yeah, they may not like the messenger. A lot of people ain't going to like the messenger. Don't worry about the messenger. Am I telling the truth? Don't get all up in your feelings, as we say in the Black community. Don't worry about it. Like they used to say in the Blues Brothers, we say, we're on a mission from God. Isn't that what Dr. Gade keeps saying? That this is all good Christian stuff from him, and he's trying to cut our benefits and talk scripture at the same time. Ain't nothing but a hypocrite, and he ain't gonna pull that small time stuff over on me. Now, the question was, why does Lieutenant Colonel retired Daniel Gade refer to some service-connected conditions as junk conditions? Let us know, why do you think? Tell me why you think he referred to some conditions as junk conditions. Did we answer the question? And tell us why you think that is. Did we answer the question, fam? Now he say, I have to watch my anger. Thanks, H-Town. Staying on topic. Yes, indeed. But I want to make sure we clear. Did we answer the question tonight, fam? Let us know, yes or no. Did we answer the questions of why he called them junk conditions? Did we answer the question? Jay Oliver say we answered the question, yes. Did we answer the question, fam? I'm gonna put the question up there. Let me copy and paste the question, sorry. Let me get a banner on that. I'm gonna put it up there so you'll know. I do apologize. I should have it because, you know, they're on the same page. That's the question right there. Why does Daniel Gade Daniel Gade, Lieutenant Colonel retired, referred to service-connected conditions as junk disabilities. Did we answer the question? Charleston said yes. Now listen. Mike says, why do y'all think he did this? Mike says, I think their objectives is to determine military service into a regular job they pay for with no benefits. I think they're doing that, and I think they're going to try to rewrite the contract. Y'all kind of helped me get that. That's why I say working together, we get the solutions together. Because y'all kept saying they trying to get our eye off the ball, and I think they're trying to redo the contract and the law. So no veterans can get the benefits we got because they fearful of veterans going into the military to get these benefits. Youngsters ain't thinking like that. Visible combat injuries trump his mindset. Okay, that's what I like this. That's what Jay Oliver said. Come on now. Interesting. What's y'all opinion on the topic? Come on, let us know. Now, if this information has been informative, please smash that like button. Share it with others. It'd be very important if y'all are able to share this with others. And subscribe. We want to win your subscription if you're new to the channel. We'd appreciate you. It'll give you the opportunity to communicate in the chat because you got to be a subscriber to chat. Now, we're not covering VA law tonight, family. That's why we started early tonight. We started at 5 because we want to get through things, and I thank you for your patience. Veteran news, I think we covered what we're going to cover tonight. No Dougie talks tonight. We covered a lot of good information. So we're going to continue. About our channel, for those that are new, we have a lot of new subscribers. Our channel, and this is what, if you want to stay in the safety zone, here, our channel is meant to be informative, interactive. As you can see, there's very few veteran channels that are interactive like this. Respectful, protective of other people's space and their views. Transparent. That's why I told you I'm be straight up with you about what's going on. That's what I do. And respectful and troll free. We're gonna keep it troll free. I don't know why I got blocked. Well, look at the mission statement. You'll know. Now, our regular scheduled live streams are on Sundays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. Central Time. We went back to 6 p.m. So, and sometime we will have unscheduled live streams. So click on those notifications so you'll be notified of when our next video drops. Now, how to contact us. You can contact us in our email, htownvetnorthside@gmail.com, all lowercase. He already know what's coming. If you want to go to our channel and watch some of our videos, because we talk about these topics that they're bringing up. H-Town been covering this already. That's why I don't tell you, hey, come here, a quick way to get 100%. Come on in here. Pay. If you pay to come into this little secret room, I'll show you how I got 100%. All that kind of old stuff. Now, if you'd like to donate, our PayPal and Cash App is there. Thank you so much for those who have donated in the past. Now, new releases, family. We had our one, what should we do when people in this anti-veteran environment? We talked about it on the last live stream. Check it out. Covering similar topics. Perverse incentives or proper compensation. When they was referring to our disability as perverse incentives, so they can change the laws for young people coming in. No, they shouldn't get none of that. Let all these people die off so we won't get no new benefits. Then they start talking about it 70%. So when the new people come in, they won't get none unless they choose whether you said they know how hard it is to get a 70% rating or higher. Come on now. And then we had the ones talking about rewarding illness or perverse incentives, where they're going to be trying to take away your CHAMP VA, healthcare, and the Chapter 35. He considered those perverse incentives. Ryan R.G. And we already know about the other one here, Dr. Gade. Shouldn't reward illness. And now, family. Then this one really comes into play. Please watch this one. Veteran advocate. What we got to beware of the Judas goat. Who's the worst Judas goat? Watch that video. Really good. And then we did one on the 3 top states for veteran population. The 3 states with the largest veteran population. Texas has passed California. It's Texas, California, then Florida. Now we're at the after party, and I'm glad we're here, family. Y'all been doing excellent, and I thank you. We want to hear from you, and we're about to do that now. Any questions, comments, or concerns about what we discussed or anything else related to benefits? Now, my question is, what is the weather like where you're at? And in particular, what is the temperature? Now, Jay Oliver says he already knew what was coming. He said it's 70% clear in Louisiana. Let me see what it is here in Texas. Let me see what we're looking like here in Texas. Now, in Texas, I had to respond to my daughter. Sorry about that. 69 degrees. 69 degrees. That's right. That's what it is right now. And MG Smith says 48 degrees and clear. Cooksville, Tennessee. Charleston say it is 44 degrees and clear in Pennsylvania. Joseph say it is cloudy, 66 degrees. Glad you're here, brother. Now let's go to your statements here, family. Get it where I can see it clearly. So MG Smith says, if you've done nothing wrong, you have nothing to worry about. Don't worry about the young, ungrateful people. Yes, but I want to make sure they don't mess it up for the young people. Now I have a Judas Goat PowerPoint I am working on for you. Oh, please do that. And I will give you full credit for that. Vin Olive says it is 71 degrees in Alabama. That's where Dr. Gade's business is in Alabama. Huntsville, Alabama. We have a Huntsville, Texas here if y'all didn't know about it. Real good, Jay Oliver. Now listen to what Dogface Soldier say. I got time, brother, just for a bit. I would like to go you would like me to go live. Yes, oh, definitely so. Family, we love this here. Joseph, and for those of you that can stick around for a few minutes, hey, we got cloudy and 66 where he at, brother Joseph. Fam, you know, we know if you have to go, we respect it. But try to pull my brother up for a few minutes. We just gonna I know we've been there for about 2 hours and a half hour. We're gonna pull him up for a few minutes. Let me see here. I'm gonna send you the link. And if anybody else would like to come up, you don't have to show your face, but you got to show me when you come in, so there's no trolling issues. So once I know who you are, I won't show you to nobody else unless you want to be. Okay. 21 likes and 14 watching. Family, y'all don't know, that's a lot of likes. Joseph say that's like on the high end for here. We got 17 people in here. That's good. Long Beach, California, Joseph say. Let me send him this link, then I'm gonna get to y'all. Family, did we do it tonight or did we do it? Did H-Town disappoint or did H-Town deliver? Come on now. I can't put on a suit and jump down in the ocean as an underwater person off a Navy ship, but I hope Charleston enjoy. Oh, look, he brought it up. Yeah, man, I felt some kind of way, man. You got to meet him. I didn't get to meet him, man. You know, because I wasn't in the Navy like you. I'm not hating, am I? Let me see. Let me get this link to this brother. All right. And I thank y'all for y'all communicating with me. Let me see what I got here. I'm about to send it to you now, brother. We really enjoyed this. Is very powerful what we're doing. I'm telling y'all, what we're doing here, the young people are going to be able to take it and fight if they listen. You understand? We're going to pass them the baton. Now, what they do with it is going to be them. When they say, well, did anybody stand up? We stood up here. Now, I sent that to you, brother. Oh, yeah. So we got Brother Charlton say, when I saw Senior Chief Brasher, hope I'm saying it right, in 1979, sitting there with tied sweatsuit, one leg, I thought I got to talk to this black man so good still in service. Yes, indeed. I'm so proud. He's one of our heroes. We talk about him. We're going to have to talk about him on Black History Month. Cuba Gooding Jr. played him in the movie. And what's the name was in the movie? Who was the actor that played the Senior Chief? Who's that? Robert De Niro. Not Robert De Niro, is it? I think that's who played 44 Degrees in Maryland. Let me know if you got that link, brother. Dogface Soldier, let me know. Family, y'all been so incredible. Let me see if I sent him the link. I think I did. Now, family, I sent you the link, Dogface Soldier, if you got it. Family, I thank y'all for being so incredible. What do you think going forward? Because like I say, we covered the information. And I may have to put it up on the screen so y'all know why he may be fighting for those of you that weren't here at the beginning, why he's fighting against us getting our disability. H-Town followed the money. See, H-Town followed the money. I pointed out the hypocrisy of him trying to get us to go back to work and not to center our disability while he owns this corporation in Huntsville, Alabama. And look, it say his business. He the CEO. Meet our new CEO and owner, Daniel Gade. They say Interfuse will soon be certified as a service disabled veteran owned business because of him. So he is a disabled veteran owned business. Come on now. But he want to cut our disability while he benefits. All Crimson Alumni 04 say, hey y'all, 53 degrees in Covington, Georgia. Yes, indeed. See, family, I want y'all to understand that. I hope that link got to you. Let me know, Dollface Soldier, if that link got to you. Dollface, did you get that link? Because I'll send it to you again. Let me try to send it again. Now, ain't that something? Lieutenant Dan, ain't that something? What did you do when you had, okay, what did y'all do when y'all had leaders like this? Because some of us had people that we couldn't have confidence in. If you ever had a leader that you couldn't trust their word, but they were giving you orders, how did you deal with that? Let me get Brother Dogface up. Let me turn the music off. Now, brother, I got you on the stage. Right now, I got the image up. Now, I want you to listen to me, and I'm going to let you speak. I got the image up
Yes, sir.
of this Daniel Gade, and he said we shouldn't center ourselves in our disability. And we should, and the other senators say we shouldn't be professional veterans. But why did he use his disability to get a veteran-owned business and to get contracts from the government as a disabled veteran? I got questions.
You know what?
Bro.
You know what, H-Town? I didn't want to go live today because I had a long day and I just got home, from work. But this topic is very crucial for us veterans, and for me to be up there and talking amongst the crowd, man. Just wanted to say, man, like I said earlier, the hypocrisy goes a long way. Only goes a long ways, and this guy's the epitome of hypocrisy. Everything that he stood for, being in the service, and who he is now is totally different. It contradicts, because if he was a true service member, he would look out for his soldiers, his his subordinates. But it seems like he's not applying that same standard to where he's at right now in life, and all he's doing is just looking out for himself. So that's very hypocritical of him. And our responsibility as veterans, and for you being a content creator, and we're supporting you to put these people on blast for who they are, and for them not to see the light. It doesn't matter how many friends or how much of a brown noser he is. When people get exposed in YouTube or wherever, when a lot of people get when he's getting traction for negativity, that's what really matters the most, is for him to get out, and
so
that's responsibility right now.
We have to have
the writing is in the wall,
Do you think other content creators are going to stand up?
I hope so. I really do. I think the policy guy, Bet Policy, he did his fair due of, and I give him a little bit of credit for that. But I think it needs to be pushed much more. Just like a lot of there's a lot of separation between the Democratic Party and the Republican Party, and they fight teeth and nail to try to get their point across. I think we reach a point in our future, with us veterans, that we have to fight teeth and nail, for anybody that comes in and that's in charge of our benefits. When it's all said and done, these people are going to be in office, they're going to have a position, and they're going to be held accountable. And it just depends on who we put in office, and it starts now, And I think
how would you feel if he became? How would you feel if he became the Secretary of the VA?
Yeah, he's going to be just like those corrupt politicians. He's just going to be taking away a lot of these like you mentioned before, useless conditions. That's what he calls it, or junk conditions. And it's ridiculous because, like I said, this has been going on for years, and for somebody to come in and try to change it, that shows you that his mindset is not there for the veteran. And it's already been proven. We did our due diligence. And if he goes in an office, there's going to be a lot of people losing their lives. I'm going to be honest with you, unfortunately, because they're not going to be able to have that support system that they once had because of this individual. That's how crucial, that's how serious it is. Yeah.
I mean, you and me have PTSD. Could you imagine him saying that PTSD can be cured, and they're just putting veterans back out there with no medication? Because if you're cured, you don't need medication, right?
Yeah.
And you got back out there. Can you imagine how bad that would be? Give me a second. Let me read this. Jay Oliver say the money for the veterans and unaccredited claim consultants and lawyers have powerful enemies. Yes, because they helping veterans get benefits. Now listen to what our brother said. I just thought in service, when I ran into these officers, I thought short timer, count down the days. Then you thought it was over, but then here come Lieutenant Colonel Gade. So back to what I was saying, that question I said. So they won't leave us alone. See, they couldn't keep us in the military. They couldn't get us out on the Article 15 or bad conduct discharge. They wanted to give us many bad discharges possible. So he said, I'm gonna get you when you're a disabled veteran. Why they just won't alone and let us live our lives?
That's his motivation. I mean, there's something behind, everything. There's always it's like a hidden person behind the intention, right? And what I'm going to say, man, it's a recipe for disaster, with these new things that he's trying to put out and his ridiculous statements that he's saying, trying to justify his statements. But like I said, it just doesn't make sense. It's been proven, and people are reaching out to the VA for those type of conditions, and for him to negate that and say that these are garbage conditions, that's an insult. And like I said,
hello,
and we have, yeah, you hear me?
Yeah, you had cut
now,
off for
brother?
a second. I hear you.
Okay, sorry, maybe the reception's gone bad, but like I said, but long story short, brother, what I'm saying, this guy is incompetent when it comes to his conclusions, and he shouldn't even be mentioned. He shouldn't even be considered in office when it comes to the Veterans Department, because he's going to ruin a lot of people's lives, and that had been using these benefits.
Go ahead. Use the benefits. What? Yes, I can.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Sorry about that. So just I can hear you.
Go ahead.
I can hear you.
Now you saying
yeah. So yeah, man. Like this. Yeah. So pretty much, man. When it's all said and done, man, this guy should be in office, and he should just continue what he has to do in life, and that's about it, brother. But he shouldn't even touch the Veteran Department.
If they nominate him, what should we do as veterans? Should we try to get up there if they try to nominate him to be in a position that influences? What should we be doing now? Calling out senators, calling people like Senator Tuberfield.
Exactly.
If you're in Georgia, call Senator Tuberfield, who's endorsing this man, who's acting like, hey, can somebody tell me? And who's trying to come up with the committee to cut our benefits, because he's letting this man speak, and that's all this man. He's letting this man here be his mouthpiece. Senator Tuberfield can't say it because he don't want to be unpopular, so he getting him to say it. Oh, we might have to consider that. Let's start a committee on this. And when they behind closed doors talking about our benefits, that's not good. Brother, I know you didn't want to stay on long.
No.
What else you have to say? Go ahead, and I'm gonna let you speak your piece.
It's about it, brother. Just want to stop by and just show much love to the veterans again, man. And just like I said, this is awareness for all of us, and we have to be on it. Whoever we need to talk to, whether if it's our senator or anybody on top, man, we got to be on it. When we have these people that are trying to get in office, it's our responsibility as veterans to due diligence, to take care of what we've earned, or what we've submitted in our claim.
Yes, sir.
We went through the process. Everything has been, proven in our favor because of that. And we're not going to let somebody come in that is not knowledgeable about this, and he's coming to a subjective matter and trying to change our lives and our livelihood. So that's all I want to say, man. Just being a lookout, and it's good information. H-Town keep putting out good facts, even though it's facts over feelings. Let's just put it that way.
What hit different about this broadcast tonight? What hit different for you?
You know what? It's integrity, brother. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't want to talk about this. They want to negate these issues. And when you see something that's a threat, something that's an issue, we have to put it out. And even though it may not be popular around the masses, but it has to be done with, because we're the ones that are going to be affected by it.
Yes.
He's making $200,000 a year, while a lot lot of us can't even feed our families. This is not enough. As a matter of fact,
this guy may be making more than that. He owns a multi-million-dollar business. He became CEO. He might make more than that.
Yeah.
And because he became the CEO, he got it under being a disabled veteran. So he getting his VA disability, and he getting his military retirement, and he's getting the money they want him to be CEO because they get a shelter for him being a service disabled veteran on small business. How's a small business is it worth millions of dollars?
That's ridiculous. I'll tell you one thing. I have a little business going on with the trucking. It's like a mom and pop business, and I've never once, applied disabled veteran in my cart. I'm
It's
not
nothing wrong
trying to
with you
milk
doing
anything.
it. I
There's
have
nothing
no
wrong doing
problem
anything,
with you
but
doing that. Go
right.
ahead.
But for me, I like I said, I don't want to put any of my personal business out there other than what I provide in the service. What services I provide, And this man, for him to say, I don't respect people because of this and because of that, and then he puts out this, disabled veteran in his website, that shows you the contradiction of this person.
Yeah, he said he want us to not get disability, go back to work, but he has,
Right.
but he uses his position as a disabled veteran to benefit his financial business, but he don't want us to use our
Right.
disabled veteran status, but he get to use his. But brother, I'm gonna let you have the last word.
Yeah. Just want to say, love you guys again. Love you, H-Town, for what you're doing, man, and much respect for you, man, because these issues right here need to be brought up. It's unfortunate. We don't want to talk about this. We want to talk about, helping veterans when it comes to their mental health, when
Yes.
it comes to tendonitis or anything like that. But when you have people like this that are influential because of having a silver spoon in their mouth and having connections is not what you know and who you know, and they're the ones that are going to be the end all be all type of thing, we have to put it out there. It's very crucial for us to be in the forefront with this. If we don't do it, no one else is going to do it. Civilians are not going to do it for the most part. It's us veterans that need to do it.
That's right. Hey, everybody show love. Put some heart emojis in the chat because, brother, you are always welcome to come up and speak. Family, I enjoy this here. Let me tell y'all something. If y'all was to come up and speak, like say, he haven't showed his face, but he show it to me before he come on, so I know it's who it is, so he don't get up here and say nothing crazy. So, he showed his face. You just show me in the back room, and then you just keep your camera. I'll tell you to cut your camera off, and then I'll pull you up. But if you want to show your face, that's good too. Now, brother, thank you for everything. And we're going to stay on top of this issue. Everybody show love to Dogface Soldier. Salute.
Much love to you guys. That's good.
Carry on, soldier.
Good night.
All right. Good night, brother.
All right.
God bless you.
Bye.
Man. I hope now hold on. The good guy here say Dogface Soldier. Say they saluting you, Dogface Soldier. They showing you love, Dogface Soldier. Jay Oliver showing them heart emojis. Put them heart emojis out there. Then we got V and Olive showing love. We got our sister to come back home. We knew you was coming back home, huh? Red mom in the house. Everybody show love to real mom too. Said love and salute. Family, all I know is the truth. You know why all I know is the truth now? The reason I'm the way I am? You want me to be honest? Charleston say, love, Dogface Soldier, with an arrow through the heart. He's a cold man. Betty Bops with some heart emojis. Do you know why I tell the truth? Because I used to be a big liar when I was a child. And I say it like that because my grandmother, it would break my heart when she would catch me in a lie. Because you know what she'd tell me? If she was, he wouldn't be related to me, Uncle Black, But if that was her child or grandchild, she tell me, you's a big liar. I got to come up on full screen. When she catch me in a lie, she said, you a big liar. Boy, that hurt my soul. And all I can say is, yes, ma'am. She'd take that switch to me. I'm not traumatized from that, am I? That woman loved me. All of them loved me. The neighbors could put something on you back in the day, and they tell on you. Everybody see, we so happy to see you, real mom. Family, we covering them trying to have people stand as mouthpieces for us, real mom, who say we shouldn't get our disability benefits and we shouldn't center ourselves in our disability when he centered himself in his business here. Mr. Daniel Gade. Come on now. Family, I'm so glad that y'all here. Everybody's showing love to Ren Mom. Everybody's showing love to Dollface Soldier. We thank you so much. Family, did we do it tonight or did we do it? Unless y'all have anything else to say, they showing love to you. And she's showing love back. Jay Oliver and Charleston. Yes, indeed. Family, come on in here. Family, did we do this thing? Huh? Y'all get used to some of my Southern terminology. Y'all know. Y'all know I'm from the South. I'm from Texas. Yeah, Texas is the South, especially East Texas. Listen. We from the place of horses and big rims and elbows. Y'all know about the elbows, huh? The rims be sticking way out. Huh? Big truck. Coach say Ren and Farm Girl Rebel. Thank you. She listening while she traveling. You understand what I'm saying? Family, in what way did this get you to think? We're gonna go ahead and get ready to close out. What did this, how did this, because people keep coming back in here, but I don't want to keep it up long. We started at 5 o'clock. So we've been on here 3 hours. What did the information, what did it do? How does it affect the way you see your disability benefits and protecting them? What can we do now to protect our benefits? And y'all can tell me that, or you can say your goodbyes, good nights. What do you get it? Renaissance, look up, Renaissance. Remom says, hi, Vin Olive and Coasted 100%. Family, do you see the family here? Let me tell you something. The Bible say, by love and kindness have I drawn you. That's all I want to do. I want to make sure this is real here. So what can we do? Oh, MG Smith say vote them out. We're going to have to vote them out. We need to get them out of office. If they're not pro-veteran, we need to have our own veteran thing. And anybody talking dumb as a veteran, we want them out. If they off code, if they not veteran first, they have other interests, huh? Dual allegiances, huh? That's a dual allegiance. If you are an elite and a veteran, and you more focused on being an elite than being a veteran, you have dual allegiances. No, you serving 2 masters. No, you got to be veteran first. Question, H-Town, what is corn pole? Never knew. Exactly, corn pole. Tell me what you said. I probably know the term. It sounds familiar. Corn pole. I don't know. It depends how you say it. Somebody know what he mean by it? What's that word mean? Now, vote the closest ones, then vote far ones. Yes. Oh, cornbread patties. Okay, I know cornbread patties. Okay, that's what they call them, depending on where you at. You know, you know what a polecat is? You say you stink like a polecat. That's actually a polecat is a type of weasel or something. I just learned that. I didn't know it until I saw it on YouTube. But my family used to always say, boy, you stink like a polecat. You smell like outside. Well, they ain't had to tell me that much, but told me a couple of times. Because, you know, you start reaching puberty. I didn't know that you had to wear the deodorant. They gave me deodorant, and I looked at it. I said, okay, put it down and kept moving. Cornbread patties. Y'all tell them, okay. Very interesting tonight. Go back, because you inspired me, Farm Girl Rebel, because you told me he had these government contracts. I didn't realize this dude was using his business as a service disabled. Look up on the board there. This is from as Infuse, which is where he became the CEO, will soon be certified. This was about a year ago, so I think they certified now. Soon be certified as a service disabled veteran owned small business. What's small when you got big government contracts? Okay, cornbread like sweet potato pone. Okay, well, I know sweet potato pone. Yeah, I know that. Okay. Now, similar to hot water cornbread. Oh, okay. Now, okay. So we call it hot water cornbread down here. See, we can have hog head cheese in Texas, but in North Carolina they call it souse. Gumbo didn't start in Louisiana. It actually started, I think, in the Georgia or the Carolinas. Did you know that? Yeah. Now it's more famous for Louisiana, but now, yeah, we have gumbo down here because we have crabs. It was meant to stretch out the food. It's a soup meant to make what, because black people poor, so we stretch out the food by putting a little flavor in there. You either have a brown roux, meaning the soup is brown, or a red roux. In your gumbo, what kind of roux you got? Because I know, Farm Girl Rebel, you from Louisiana, you got some of that Cajun in you, probably a little Creole. Oh, family. Crimson alumni say, collaborate with other veterans, content creators, and consistently inform the community about how these politicians are impacting the veteran community. I couldn't say it better. Now, we had that, I think one of y'all told me, I forgot. Remember that bread we used to eat? It was flaky. It was like dough. It was like but they cook it like a pancake. What we used to call that? Hot bread, or what would we call it? It'd be crusty. It was like dough, but they cook it like pancakes, my family. And you don't want to know what tripe is. My family eats every part of the pig but the oink. Oink, oink. So that's like, tripe is like the stomach of the pig. They eat pig ears, pig tail. And they say, hi, Crimson. Crimson, that was a very powerful statement. Y'all show some love to Crimson for that statement. Yes, indeed. That's very powerful. We need to do that. That's right. We need to build our community. We need to make sure we're not isolated. We with each other. See, that's why, because I know the channel is eventually going to grow, and I understand people, they want to be hoorah, rah, rah. We got to keep it right, though. No, we just can't have people just saying anything. If I just allowed this to be the Coliseum, we'd have all kind of people. But this is amazing. We got 23 likes. We almost about to break our record. 16 watching. 23 likes before it's over with. By the time we get out of here, it's going to be like about 200-300 views, most likely. I think the highest we had was 300 and something views before we left. That's a lot of people watching, fam. Don't fool yourself. It show you this here, but it don't show everybody. Now listen, boy, look at him. He will identify as a vet only when it helps him. Other than that, he wants nothing to do with vets. Real talk. You are not entertained. Oh boy, tell me what you mean by that. You are not entertained. Gladiator. Yes, in the Coliseum. Yeah, we not here. We gonna have fun. We gonna enjoy. Family, y'all ain't about to keep on here. People keep coming back in the room, fam. We got 17 people in here again. I thought y'all be tired. I said we about to close out. So you look, you see, I told you, Farm Girl Rebel, she got Louisiana background. Her roots go back to Louisiana. She say she like that brown roux. I like that brown roux, but that red roux, I like that red roux more. I like both of them. I ain't gonna complain about each of them. That's just the color of the soup. You understand? My uncle made some of the best gumbo, but my grandmother and my aunt, they made good too. My aunt would put all kind of sauces. She say Creole, Cajun. My mom's side of the family is a mixed bag of everything. So basically, what she's saying, Creole, she got some black blood in her. Cajuns, that's the white Louisiana. So most people in Louisiana, everything. So see, that's okay. Yeah. It's just what it is. I got a complicated history. But it's all good because I love all of y'all. You understand? Now, Charleston say, Lieutenant Colonel Gade will never understand country rock and roll to elite snob. Nah. But he grew up on a farm until he was in high school. You would never know that, huh? And he was enlisted, and they picked him out of being enlisted to go to Officer Candidate School while he was in the reserves. Come on now. They knew what they were dealing with, huh? They knew they could mold him, right? They knew that they was going to have them what they wanted. And what was that? They knew they had what they wanted. You know what they thought they knew was going to have? A puppet that they could control. That's what they knew. And we got to watch people that's representing us, who's the hidden hand that's controlling them through grants and through federal contracts and through all this other stuff. But they getting all this stuff. I turned down OCS. You turned it down. You could have, when you'd have made a good officer, Brother Charleston, in my belief. Yes, indeed. Family, I want to thank y'all for joining us. I ain't going to keep, because they keep coming back in. I don't want to do that. I want to hold y'all. Y'all been incredible. We've been here 3 hours and 22 minutes, and I thank y'all. I appreciate y'all, family. And I just want to say, family, let's say our goodbyes, because I don't want to just cut it off without saying goodbye. Goodbye, Brother Charleston. Let's say our goodbyes. Y'all been so incredible. Thank you for all the information and tell us about, you got to meet him. I love to hear some of the things. Man, I want to know where were you at. I want more detail. You gave pretty much detail. Farm Girl Rebel, you were driving, but thank you for taking time out your day. Vin Olive, you're always missed. You're always missed. So I'm glad when you're able to make it here. Jay Oliver, brother, you and MG Smith, y'all just so solid. And y'all made me feel good, man. Crimson, that was the most powerful statement of the night right there when it comes to us unifying. Y'all bet Crimson Alumni 4. And then it was refreshing to have Remom in here coming through, bringing that positive energy. You understand? Then we got MG Smith, our brother, just chatting away. Oh, man. Betty Bop's holding it down, even though she's going through things in her personal life, recovering from surgery and the loss of her mother-in-law. And so, I know it's hard on her because she couldn't really move around she had to support her husband from a distance right now. But we're praying for y'all, you and your husband and your family. Coasty, our member of the military, this sailor is so incredible and really makes me feel good. I just, just good people. Just good people. Always supportive then or put in a powerful statement. He'll say, now take that. He be getting on them. He don't let them make it. And I just want to say thank y'all. Y'all just mean so much to me. And I really mean this here. Dogface Soldier for coming up and speaking to us again. Y'all are always welcome to do so. Because this is our program, not my program. I set the stage, but this is ours. You understand what I'm saying? Family, we doing this thing. I'm making sure if I miss you, charge it to my head, not to my heart. Brother Price, thank you, my FBA, Foundation of Black American Brother of my lineage, and I love you, my brother, and I thank you for being here. Nacho Man, thank you for really being very colorful. He's very colorful. I ain't got no problem with that. Very enjoyable. Man, we can be colorful just let's kind of stay focused. He does an excellent job of doing it. We can kind of cover different stuff as long as he know how to do it. Follow that lead. Family, y'all did this tonight. And y'all did this tonight. Bionic Woman, we thank her for being here. They changed the name, but her name is Bionic Woman. Thank God for her too. Family, we did this thing tonight. I'm trying to make sure I don't miss. The first person in was Coasting. Yes, indeed. Now let me get y'all last comments and we're gonna close it out. We got I don't want to miss nobody. Charleston say, he said turn down OCS school. I think you'd have made a great officer. Ben Oliver say goodbye. Jay Oliver say good night, family. Have a great night. This ain't gonna get worse, as the old Baptist preachers say. This gonna get gooder and gooder. And Charleston Crimson Alumni 4 say, okay, peace, y'all. And take care. Then Betty Bob says, H-Town, have a wonderful week. Good night, shipmate Charleston. Now, MG Smith say good night and family. Good H-Town, good night and family. Vets. Charleston say goodbye, family, shipmates, peace. Yes, indeed. Remom says, Renaissance Soul says, good night, shipmates. She was in the Navy too. Family, when y'all able to make it, I appreciate it. Now, Farm Girl Rebel say, I think when you start rubbing elbows with the elites in DC, it's easy to lose yourself and become like them because they have so many benefits to offer. And I don't think all of them are just bad people, but if you get in that air, you got to stay focused and be grounded. And you can't never never lose your bearing on who's most important. You can't lose your connection to the average soldier. Good night. Remom say good night, Betty Bobs, and get well soon. Yes. Betty Bob say thank you so much. Enjoy your weekend. Yes, indeed. I might be checking in on you to make sure you're all right, sister. Okay. So when you're able to get back, let me know. Say 100% Farm Girl Rebel from Charles. Night Betty from Farm Girl Rebel. Adonis, everyone. Adios. Everyone is Farm Girl Rebel. Have a good night and weekend. You get your rest. Look at our brother. Joseph say, good night, fam. Did we do it? We did it. And I want to say good night to everybody, family. And we talked about it tonight. We talked about those junk disabilities. No junk disabilities. No. Those are all valuable disabilities. All service-connected disabilities are important, whether it be a skin rash or whatever. Nobody gets to place value other than the rating criteria on our disabilities. Betty Bob say good night, Farm Girl Rebel. So family, until next time. And family, you did this thing, and I appreciate you and I respect you, and we're going to keep this thing going. Good night until next time. Take care.